Hey, welcome everybody. Thank you for coming. We're live today on YouTube, on my Facebook page, my Facebook group. I have two guests backstage, but if you'd like to drop in and hang out and talk about what you're doing this weekend or what you're printing or you're building, there's a link in the description right there. You can click on it. It'll check your camera, your audio, and you're welcome to drop in. But it's Memorial Day weekend, and a lot of us are having barbecues this weekend, or people are traveling. And it's, it's an honor of all of our fallen soldiers that, died in all of our wars here in America and overseas. And, to pay tribute to them. And I'll definitely be sure I have my flag up Monday morning. But let me get a couple people in here and say what's going on. Hey, Liam.
Hey, Jerry. How are you?
Hey, Renee. How you doing?
Hello. I'm really good. How about you guys?
Let's see who we got in chat. Kieran. Hello, Kieran. Non-fam. Carl Fenton. Hello. And anybody that's over on Facebook, there's a link you can click above the video. You click that, you accept something from StreamYard or Facebook. Then when you type in chat, we'll see who you are. Otherwise, it'll just say, I don't know, unknown user or whatever. But Anyway, hello. So what's everybody been up to?
Printing droid parts.
Cool. Which one are you working on?
I'm most of the way through it. I'm printing the R2,
Brew to You.
Brew to You, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm printing that one. I call it the drink droid.
Yes.
So I'm printing the drink droid. I have the last of the gear system being printed right now, and I have the housing for it, and I have some of the greebles for the sides of the tracks and so on. Good printing. I have yet to. I'm about to start the actual droid itself. That's going to be sitting in it.
I got a question. The word greebles. That means any kind of accessory, right? It's just a generic word.
Anything in there, yeah.
Is that from Star Wars, or is that just a made-up terminology? I don't know.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay.
You say drink droid. I say drunk droid.
Yeah. Well, it depends if you run into stuff while you're driving it around, but
yeah. And I'm not an RP person. Chances are I'm going to crash it a lot.
Our live streams every 2 weeks have moved to Thursday instead of Friday, so next week it'll be a Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific. And I don't have mine put together yet. It's still sitting here like it was with our last live stream. I have a little more painting I'm doing, and I haven't hooked up all the electronics, so I've got a lot of work to get done on it before Friday.
Then I can't join. I'm sorry.
So,
yeah. So, that's what I'm busy doing. I have two printers going. I'm about to start a third one in a while, and to get the droid itself done, and then I haven't ordered electronics yet. I've been slack. I'm going to spend time tomorrow actually getting the orders in. And then while I'm waiting for that, I'll get the tracks done and get them printed and ready to go. So should be good by the time the electronics and so on come into for assembly.
Is that the soft material you're printing?
TPU,
the tracks?
yeah.
TPU.
Hey, Lucy, how you doing?
Yeah, see, the nice thing about having IDEX printers, I can put some on one side of the printer, put TPU on both sides, and hit go, and it'll copy them. So I'll do one of each side. If it looks good, the next one I'll set up a line of them and just duplicate them over and just do multiple lines until I get them done.
Yeah.
I don't want to put on too many because if you get a failure, it fails bad. So
I done 55 on my Hypercube one time, and I had one row that failed, but the rest were good, but it still made a mess. And then the next time around, I put down what do you call it? Nanopolymer on the bed real heavily, and then I printed all 60 at once. And I was using the harder TPU, and when they got done, I grabbed one of them and I bent it, and I was like, "Wow, that broke." But I checked a couple of them. There's only one, so I don't know. I must have my layers wrong or something. But I think I went 333 is like 5% infill, but it's all together.
What speed you print your TPU at?
30 or 40, I don't remember.
Yeah. I normally go slow with TPU. I've printed Ninja Flex, and I've done Ninja Tech Cheetah as well, which Cheetah is like 95A, Ninja Flex is 85A. And they're both tricky. You have to print them slow to get good quality out of them.
We got Kieran popping in, but he has no video. So Kieran, when you get your video going, I'll.
Mr. Clark.
And Spring might be popping in. It's early, it's her day off, but she might be popping in. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. It's 5 a.m. her time because they're 12 hours ahead of us.
Okay.
Well, ahead of me anyway.
Yeah, and I got on Amazon yesterday. They're selling on Amazon. I missed the pre-sale, but I've got this coming in the mail tomorrow.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Vanicubic's Large Wash and Cure, and I'll be doing a video on that and review and everything. But I've been wanting one.
How much is it? Do you mind me asking?
It's on sale for $239. The pre-sale was like $150.
Because
hello.
Hey,
Hello there. How's it going?
Good.
Real good. How you doing?
Hello, Kieran. Nice to meet you.
Hey,
Here's their older one versus their newer one.
Because Creality recently did their big wash and cure, and I think it's $120 or $150.
Yeah. My Anycubic resin printer, I've been really happy with it. I actually like it more than I do my frozen resin printer. And this big wash and cure will be great. I've never got anything other than Creality, other than the one printer or other stuff I bought. I've never dealt with any of the resin anything. I'm going with the other companies, but I mean, at some point I might if they ever send me something. But hey, Karen, what are you up to today?
Just like Liam printing droid parts.
I'm almost there. I have the droid left to do, and there's Jerry's new sun
hat. Jerry's new hat.
I come to find out after I printed it that I have a 0.6 nozzle on that Max. I didn't know it because I bought it from a friend, and I had it sliced and simplified 3D with a 0.4 nozzle. And it looked perfect until I primed it, and I can see I got a little imperfections. I got a lot of sanding and work to do. And I think Mr. Badley was talking about there's 2 or 3 places where he has temporary supports in. And I popped a couple out because I could see on the top where they were like a gap where they're temporary. And then I was pressing on another one right here, and I don't think that one's supposed to come out. It broke. It's got that taper on it, so I got to glue it back in.
Sure, that's what glue is for, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's PETG, so I'm going to have to probably use my pen on it because I don't have any PETG glue.
Do you have super glue will work in PETG?
Okay.
I've done it. So
all right.
It just roughens the surface a little bit in super glue. It'll work fine.
I'm surprised it didn't under extrude so bad you had some peeling on the layers if it's 0.4 to 0.6.
No, it'll do it. It'll do it. What it does, it just means it travels faster when it's laying down the line, so it doesn't give out as wide a line.
And then this lower ring was set on a 0.6 nozzle, and I just got done printing this morning, and I had a bunch of real minor stringing, like cobwebbing right here, and one of these slides is going from here to here, real minor. And other than that, it came out perfect. And I'm printing the top right now. This is the bottom half. I don't know how it all works. And one thing I noticed on a lot of R2 droids is that they're like recessed like the little Astromechs where they go down over the Lazy Susan. I don't know how this one works because it's not designed like that. Unless one of these parts bolt to this, and then that drops down around it.
I believe they do. Yeah, I have to look.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. Okay,
so the one I'm printing right now would be the top. So maybe that bolts to this. The Lazy Susan goes in and then it drops down. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Mr. B's, I was telling Liam, Mr. B's files seem to be confusing to me when I look at all the folders and I'm trying to easily find different parts. It's like, where are they at? Because where's the eye that is right here? I don't know where that file is for that eye, the rectangle part with the big glass dome. I can't find it. I'm sure it's in one of his folders there under Astromech, but I don't know. And I hate posting on their channel asking dumb questions.
Let's have a look.
Sure, ask Sam. He'll tell you where it is. Ping Sam on Facebook.
Yeah, I have.
Carl Fenton Carl has taken the step. He's going to print one of these. The F9s.
Oh.
So he's in the process of printing that baby.
Okay.
Now, Carl, I will recommend see the logos on it. You find the logos as PNG files online, and there is a.
Hey, Mark.
Buy these where am I there? Water slide decal paper, and what you do is you print on this, and then get clear coat spray, and give it a very, very light spray, 2 very light sprays, let it dry between each one. And what you do is you put it into water, cut it, you put it into water, and it'll slide off, and you can actually transfer it and put it onto those. But be very careful; they do fall apart. But you can actually. That's how I got the logos on it. I did the transfers.
A lot cheaper than a vinyl cutter.
Well, yeah, and vinyl cutters, they stick on the outside. This one you wouldn't even tell that it's actually on the surface. It looks like it's part of it.
I bought water transfer stickers off Amazon that I was going to go print out some eyes. I was going to print them on my ink laser printer, and then I was going to cut them out for different models, but I never used them.
Yeah, I've used this, and it works really well.
Okay, now, probably the same thing.
But what you print? Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say you have to suspend the part in with the sticker under the water, and you have to slide one. You have to put it in spot and slide the paper out from underneath it. So it's kind of like a 2-man job.
Us older people did it as kids on all model kits. You cut them out, drop them in water, transfers.
Yeah. Sure, kids do it today with little transfer stickers on their hands and stuff as well. It's the same thing. But this works really well for that. I got it on Amazon. It's for an inkjet. You can get different ones depending on the printer you have. You get different ones, but it works great. That's what I use for the logos. If you want to do the logos on yours.
If anybody would like to drop in and hang out, here's the link once again. And we're live on my Facebook page, my group, and then YouTube this time.
Ping Trevor, see if he wants to join, if he's out there. Did you?
Yeah. I got on Facebook yesterday, and I messaged a lot of people. Okay. Yeah, Trevor was going to stop in last week, and he didn't. He got swamped at his shop, I guess.
Well, that's good to be busy. Oh, I got a mistake delivery by Amazon, by the way. I was supposed
Something expensive, I suppose.
It was. I ordered. I got a spool of filament that was $20 or $25, and by mistake they sent me a $70 tactical high beam intensity LED light.
Oh wow!
Oh, so they're very close, very similar. Makes sense.
They're very close and bright. Watch how bright this thing is.
Yeah, nice.
That's
a
good score.
He just almost burned out his camera. He turned it off his camera.
Oh yeah. This thing is in its handheld would light up my whole backyard. My backyard is large. You've seen the video of how big my backyard is, and this would light up my whole backyard.
That's a rechargeable.
Rechargeable USB.
Yeah.
If my brother or sister would have got that in the mail by mistake, they'd be contacting Amazon, sending it back. They wouldn't say thanks.
I generally do, but the filament that I was supposed to get, I didn't pay for, so it actually cost me nothing.
I've got double orders before, but it's always on something that costs $5.
That's the trouble.
3 times.
Yeah.
It's like, why can't I get an extra printer in the mail or something like that?
That's come out good, Renee. That base has come out really, really nice.
Yeah. It looks really good.
It's still in the 4 pieces, like you can see here, but I'm just
don't drop it and make it 5.
Yeah. But what I especially love about this one is the where is it?
Let's see.
Here it is.
Crazy
Here
now
it is.
he's got his new
I'm completely insane. So this is the spine, and you still have the skulls, and you can see everything is really, really.
Yeah.
And the femur here.
Amazing, yeah.
What layer height?
0.2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's
Jesus, that's good.
Yeah.
That's the Artist D.
Yes.
That's the JG Maker IDEX printer. He got the Pro version when he was watching my live stream. I'm a bad influence on him.
So it's your fault, Liam. It's your fault.
Yeah.
And you think that's bad? 2 weeks later, I had another one, which is a printer that will only do PLA, but it'll do CNC and laser engraving. And he bought that as well.
Yeah,
I'm a really bad influence. So you need to join my stream next weekend when I have the resin printer.
I'm not joining that one.
So, Renee, have you started building anything out of Legos? It's been a week since we've seen you. What have you built with Legos?
Nothing really. I've been really busy at work, and a lot of cleaning up parts of the Sauron build.
Predator. Oh, Sauron?
So this is the main body.
Yeah.
With the starting cloak part, you can see it's hollow down there, and I don't know. Yeah, you can see the hole here. So and this is the shoulder pads.
Jesus.
They
That came out really nice.
Yes, it did. And this is the leg part, the upper leg part that goes below the
Waistline down.
Turn that round again for the chainmail on the back of the thighs.
Yeah, I print everything like that.
The detail, that's nice. Yeah.
0.12 layer height is what I would print that at.
Yeah. Actually, my idea is to make it 250% and then 0.1 layer height, because I know it'll take forever to print, but then it's 2.5 times larger than this one. So I'm not too keen on the holes here, but I'm sure I can grind something out. So this is the feet, and they fit pretty well in the.
What you need for those, you need to go to find your hardware store, and you get these needle files. And then you can actually use them to file any detail that you think is not 100% clean and clean it up.
Yeah. And so this is the head, obviously. Really good detail.
He's upsizing all of his models, so he's eventually going to buy a lot of TPU and print himself a girlfriend.
That'll be it. It's a plan. It's a plan.
And I put the smaller parts in bags and numbered them, so they have the same size number as the file.
Good
so
idea.
I know which one is going where. So there's actually 2 helmets. Those are for the dead skulls on the platforms.
Okay.
Yeah, and all these bags here is spikes and connector pins for the platform, and this is one of the arms. I think it's this is the left arm, and here we have the knee spikes, the knee pads. And this is the hand that is holding the mace. So these 2 mace parts goes on the hand, and this is the only really bad print I got of everything I have done. So I just need to cut off here in Idea Maker and then print, because it's printed like this, so I need to flip it 180 degrees and then print it from here, I guess, and then up. And then
the point sharpened up again. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I need support for this. And then this one. Here we go. That's the bottom part of the maze. Yeah. And so there's 8 parts of the cloak that goes behind here somewhere. I can't remember where it's put. But this is one part, and you can see the cloth.
That's
really
the
texture, and everything is really nicely printed, I think.
Is that a Game Boy model?
Yes, it is a Game
Boy.
Yeah. So this is the Sauron I purchased from there.
Yeah. Their models
they are insane. They are insane.
Yeah, the amount of detail that goes into those models are crazy.
Very detailed, and you can especially see here how insanely detailed it is. It's really good. I love it. So that's all the printed parts so far. I forgot to show this. This is the armor on the leg. So this goes, I think, here or something like that. And currently I'm printing the other one. So yeah, I have a lot of things going on.
that's about 18 inches high, isn't it? Complete 18 inches, 20 inches.
Oh, that is a good
Something
question.
like that, isn't it? Yeah.
I haven't put it together yet, really. So, but I wonder if it.
Hey, Kieran, if I share I don't know, is it okay if I share my screen with a Patreon? You can direct me to the right folder, or should I not share it on screen? Do you think it matters?
For Mark's given you a link for it there. The Greebles is under the STL file under Greeblies.
In K3 DOM, yeah, but I'm in the main Patreon, shared new Patreon, Adrenal Sketches, custom early bird exclusive main archive, I'm just trying to figure out which folder to jump in to get to the correct folder.
I'll jump on my side, see if I can bury it down, because it's not the clearest file structure, especially for the main ones. I'll jump on and have a quick look for you. Hang on.
All right. Like I say, I'm on the directory shared/new Patreon.
Yep.
Because I know every time I come in there, I always get lost trying to figure out.
Yeah. I'm the same.
On the layers to get where I needed to go.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to rotate this, so bear with me and don't be drunk. So this is the size.
H Colorado, hello.
And then we have
Hey, Ken.
Hey,
How you doing?
good. How are you?
We're good.
I think this is really good.
I've got a Jerry. So if you go to main archive.
I'm in shared new Patreon. Okay, main archive. All right, I'm there.
Yeah, Astromech.
Yeah.
Print files.
No, when I go to Astromech, it just shows me I'm looking like 7 or 8 files.
Yeah. Under Astromech, there's a folder called print files. So you got chopper arm, there's custom design files. There's one there called print files.
I apologize to the YouTube viewers that got drunk from that movement.
Oh, you said go to print files, right?
Yeah, under print files. Yep, under print files, you'll see
Okay.
Astromech Mark III.
All right.
And under Mark III, you've got Mark III domes.
Okay.
And under Mark III domes, you go to the R2 folder. So obviously, you put in the R2 head. And you'll see a folder there called Greebles.
Okay, I found it. That's a different dome than I printed, though. I printed a dome. I don't remember where the dome came from, but it was out of a main archive. So that's
Yeah,
a different dome than what I printed.
just check to see if it's comparable, because it's got a range of the domes, the R2, the R4, and there's a Greebles folder under each folder. So depending on which dome you chose, you should be able to get the right Greebles for it.
Let me show everybody my dome, and you tell me. And of course, this support right here wasn't supposed to come out, and I broke it. There was like 2 or 3 that come out. This one here did come out. This one here I broke, but I kept it so I can glue it back in. That's why I say I was looking for the eye. I figured there'd be a hole and it'd already been mounted. That's why I thought it was kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't know which one you grabbed, which folder you grabbed. Was that the single print dome, the R2 single print dome?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah.
I just don't.
So
but I figured the eye would already have a place where it goes into it, but I don't, see nowhere for it unless you just.
That Greeble should still work for that. Let's just go back to Astromech Mark III dome.
I mean, if I have to, I can reprint it, but I'd hate to print this for another week.
Yeah. Jerry, do you see the top of that dome? The opening? You should print that part big, because if you did that, it would look like you're on and put it behind you. It would look like you're on the space station, the cupola on the space station, where you see all the astronauts with Earth in the background. That's the same design. That's where the design actually came from.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
It's very similar. They made it octagonal rather than round, but that's roughly where it came from, that design, yeah.
And then here's the bottom ring. I'm printing the top ring right now, and then after I get that done, then I'll figure out, get a lazy Susan to fit it. So
if you go back to that Greebles I see for the R2, you'll see under there's a hollow projector, and it's got the body mounts for the dome. You'll see it goes onto the dome itself. So if you go back to the print files, Astromech Mark III, the Mark III domes.
Okay, radar ISTL, I see it.
Yep, and then under that you'll go to the Greebles under the hollow projector. You'll see the dome under the body part to go onto the body of the dome.
How you doing?
That should sort you out.
Sorry with all the dumb questions. I'm kind of lost from all these files.
No, it's a bit because
that's why it takes everybody a couple
theories.
years to build it. They're trying to find the files.
Hey, Mark.
Hi guys. Jerry, that radar eye will work on all the domes.
What's that?
I said the radar eye will work on all the domes.
The radar eye?
We're working out all the domes, yeah.
Let me,
Yeah, I found the STL file. I'm in the Greebles directory right now.
Yeah, you've got the Mark II dome link.
Is it?
Yeah.
It was a one-piece file I found a week ago. I forget where I
Yeah,
found it.
yeah.
I said, okay, I'll print that in one piece. So did I print the wrong one?
No, it doesn't make any difference. Yeah, there's 3 versions of the dome, so you're all right. You're all right, whichever one you do. All depends what you want to do, because obviously you're making your panels separate, aren't you?
The insert panel separate, yeah.
Yeah.
This is one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a minute to figure out how to answer it. I'm assuming when it's all done, the panels on top are going to open up and things, I just want to make it really super wazoo, and it's going to cost an arm and leg to print it and make it, so I want to try to do it right the first time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because you've got that Mark II dome, you can have the panels opening, because you have to print all the hinges as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I watched Mr. B's video
for that,
talking
for
about
that
2 different toys. He's got the head off one.
So there was a bit of confusion of talking there.
So the Mark III doesn't have the opening panels, is that correct?
Hey, non-fan.
No, you can. I'm just going to go into my Patreon page, because I get all Fusion files. So if there's anything
Hey, Matt, how's it going?
you need,
Good.
I can actually.
I'm on a $5. I'm on a $5 a month tier. So anything I'm not supposed to know, don't tell me.
Hey, Mark.
I don't. Well, I pay £15 a month.
Okay.
So
I pay £10
get
a
everything
month.
that my does. Hi, Matt.
I don't know how many pounds $5 is, but I pay $5 a month.
$5 is about
$7. About $7.50. £15 is 30. It's about 20 odd dollars US. Yeah.
Oh wow.
I pay £1 of flesh a month.
With all the stuff you're buying, you might as well.
Yeah.
All right. Since it's what American holiday is it?
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day.
Memorial Day. Okay, so since it's an American thing, I thought I'll show the Lego version. The Lego version of
Lady of Liberty. Statue of Liberty.
Nice.
Good job.
So this is an original Lego set, and I actually purchased a long time ago the parts for the socket. No, not the socket. What's it called? The thing. It's actually standing.
The base.
The base.
The
pedestal,
base.
the pedestal.
Yeah. Pedestal. Yeah.
Yep.
And that the Liberty is 3,500 bricks, and the pedestal is all gray bricks, but there is 6,500 bricks in that one. So the full thing, and the base is not an original Lego official set, so it's a mock, my own creation from someone. So I purchased the plans for that and purchased all the bricks. So the whole thing, when it's done, I think Jerry, he showed a photo of it. So when I stand up and I have it on a bed shelf thing, so it goes to me here when I stand up. It's really, really tall.
I had a photo of it last week.
Yeah.
You show. Well, he shared his screen.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's just.
That is so cool. That's big.
Yeah, it's big.
That's a lot of patience. Oh, I love Lego.
You know,
yeah, I wish all the folders.
Expensive
I don't know how he hasn't Mr. B hasn't set up, but I wish all the folders. If you want to do this droid, all the folders are in this folder right here. If you want to do this droid, all the files are in that one, and you don't have to jump around trying to figure out how to put it together. But I guess that's
the same. The newer ones are fine. It's the older ones, the big size ones, that seem to be a bit messy. But We can find the stuff for you. Never get it for you.
Well, I'm going to do after this the one we're doing, the drink droid that we're working on now. I'm going to do a full size. That's what I'm going to start onto. So they estimate about 25 to 30 spools of filament for it.
What do you mean
Yes.
full size?
Scale it up.
Full size R2, like 4.5 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you said a full size drink droid.
What are you going to put it on a Volkswagen?
I like the giant
a full size drink droid. You can actually, instead of putting in cans in the back, you could put in
kegs.
Put kegs in the back.
Yeah.
A mobile keginator.
And then what you do is you put it on the lid.
Here you go.
You mount a tap on the lid and to feed it up.
That's not a can. That's a can.
And now you're bringing up a stereotype of Australians. That's not a knife.
Yeah, really good. Yeah. So where in Australia are you, Kieran?
I'm in
If you
Perth.
don't mind.
I'm in
Perth. I never visited Perth. I was in Australia for 3.5 months, between 95 and 96. So
One of the few countries I haven't been to.
Yeah, it's well worth a visit, but I'm a Kiwi, so it was a short trip for me. So
yeah.
if
So
you want to go somewhere,
I
you've got choice. Go to New Zealand before you go to Australia. Trust me, you're much better off.
So he's an All Blacks fan, is what he is.
Yep.
What would
the
be
moment-
what's the proper procedure? I built the dome. I'm doing the upper and lower ring, and then start building the body parts, the leg parts, get it all done 100%, have box after box of it, and then figure out how to start putting it together and what I missed or need to reprint.
Well, what I'm doing with the Sauron build is
I'm talking about R2D2.
Yeah, I know.
That's for you,
but
Mark. Yeah.
what I did was actually build the base first, so I can actually stack it up and see what's done. So one piece at a time, I guess. I'm not putting anything together before I have all the pieces.
Now, most people start the R2 with the head, though. They normally start with the dome and then work their way through the body and then the leg.
I would do the body next.
Yeah.
And I'll do all the big stuff and then go after all the little inserts and parts and greebles after I get all the structure done.
Yeah.
And figure out what goes where and what I need. Okay.
Yeah, that's what most people tend to do.
And it'll probably be 10 or 15 rolls of filament.
For which?
The whole thing.
Oh, no, they say 25 to 30.
Okay.
Is what they estimate.
The dome was, I put the weight online for my dome. It was like almost a little under 2 rolls for the dome.
Yeah.
Wow. The body and legs are a lot more solid. Looking at the
there's a lot more printing in them. I was looking at the designs, and there's a lot more smaller components that go onto them as well. They are you want to make them strong because they have to hold the weight of the whole system.
Yeah.
So you're looking at
the body's quite a lot of infilled components inside the body for the
you're
servos
looking at
and the
40%
mechanism.
probably.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he has recommendations for all the different parts on info recommendations, right? Or just ask in a group.
You know, I'm actually thinking about to ask ZYLTECH to build me a custom-made printer.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to jump on that.
They're very
because they did offer me in the past that to do a custom printer for me.
Mark's got his dome with the rings there, Jerry.
Because I thought about, instead of going 500 by 500 by 500, I thought about to go 600 by 600 by 500 with the ZYLTECH printer, the custom-made one.
How many different dome variations are there? Just the 2 or more? On the R2 style.
You've got R0, you've got R0, R2, R4, R6, R5, R2. There's quite a few. I mean, that one there, that's got all the panels in it.
Yes. Yeah, I seen online somebody, I forget where I seen
and my ring.
All right. I seen if you want it out of aluminum, it's $539.
from the R2 club here in the US. The R2
I forget where it was at. I seen a link yesterday somewhere, and
Yeah.
I clicked on a link, and it's like $530 in aluminum.
If you want to go that route, join the R2 Builders Club here.
Well, I'm not going that route. I was just making a statement.
I know, yeah. But I'm saying there are good people out there who do all aluminum R2s, and they
And they'll
actually
cut the panels on order.
Yeah, there's one of guys who work in machine shops, and they actually will they'll actually form it for you.
Yeah.
Jerry, I did something with the PayPal thing to you.
Okay, thank you. I'll check that. Thank you.
I just did the same. I gave you a week's worth of coffee for you.
Oh, wow. Renee, $50. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you.
That's super nice of you.
Kieran, $15 US. Thank you very much.
No problem.
I like to push 9 and play with my button. Thank you very much, guys.
Hey, Tim.
Yes.
Did you test your interference away from your router?
No, I haven't yet. No, I
Just
just haven't had. I haven't had a chance to get out yet. But I'm going to hopefully do that between today and tomorrow.
Oh, you're using wood for the legs.
He's going to need a bigger boat.
How many droids do you have, Mark, built?
I've got none built, not full size. That is my first full size in wood.
Oh, nice.
I'm doing a wooden one. Wooden frame, wooden legs, as you can see.
Wow, that's a lot of work. Routing.
What are you going to wrap it in?
Yeah, it will be stronger.
Are you going to fiberglass it, or what's you going to cover it with?
Going to cover it with aluminium skin.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's cool.
I have obviously I've got a 3D printed dome, but I've got an aluminium dome as well. So
there you go.
Right. He's wandering around the house.
All right. Cool. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate it.
Just going into the other man cave. So,
yeah, I got a birthday coming up in 2 weeks. I might do a birthday stream. I don't know.
Okay, the eye. Okay.
All right.
That's not going to
That's
die.
the projector eye, yeah?
Oh, very cool.
No, this is a hollows.
Yeah, the projector.
That's your hollows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the one guy put a buzzsaw on the front of it, and another guy has the taser that actually appears it actually works. If you ram into somebody, you could zap them.
I have.
Not
I
dangerous
have a
at
radar,
all.
right? I'll show you.
No, just ask Jason. It's not a dangerous hobby at all. Just ask Jason.
That would be cool if the hollow lens actually worked and it would beam something onto a table like a little hologram.
You can beam something onto a wall because you can get these small little USB projectors that are round, and you can mount that in there and use that to project like a video onto a wall. That's what he's been looking for, Jerry. That's what you would be searching for.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Plate.
All right.
Yeah.
What's the back side look like? Do you bound it in the right place and it glues on, or is there any pins or anything? Or
you've got this. The only thing is, because you're not in the club, if you want any plans, I've got every single plan you can think of for the R2 Builders Club, because obviously I'm a R2 builder myself. So this is obviously where you've got to measure it up on the dome.
Okay.
Where it's got to go, unfortunately.
Correctly. Yeah.
I don't think Michael's actually put a position there for where it's actually got to go properly.
Okay.
So
I'll get it figured out.
It's your preference. So there's one I finished.
One you finished earlier, with all the greeblies in.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
How thin's the aluminium sheeting on that? Very, very thin. Was it 0.2, 0.15 aluminium sheet?
No.
Was that just the wood?
No, that's what on the back. This is all MBF.
Okay. Oh, okay.
This one's MBF. Obviously, the greeblies are resin. So that is actually all MBF. That piece.
So you sand it and lacquer it.
I would.
So you sand it and lacquer it and
these have all been CNC'd out.
Yeah, but
it's still got a lot of work to do on it. Obviously, as you can see, I've got
but your surface finish,
painting,
is that just
rubbing, sanding, and obviously
clear coat the shit out of it?
That's got obviously I've got to finish it, clear coat it, put some PVA, got writer. I can't really see this, but
are all the R2 parts designed to be
on here?
out?
I've got in my camera. All in here. In here, I've got to do exactly the same as I've done here.
Clean it out. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And the surface is really shiny. So I guess you lacquer it and sand it very fine sanding, and then lacquer it again, and then
this is obviously already this has just been painted already. So because this is my second droid.
But the clear coat's such a clear finish
I'm
on
actually
that. Very
doing
nice.
one.
MDF is like a compressed cardboard.
I'm doing one. I'm doing building one, but I'm building two.
Okay.
It sounds like that sounds like a government operation. Why do one? You're going to do two at twice the price.
3 times the price.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually said I'm making everything out of wood. So I've got every single plan, which are here. So I've actually got the position of. Well, that is just all the plans.
Yeah. So 30 kilos of filament and 45 kilos of paper for the plans.
So he's actually Mark is using a small forest to build these R2 units.
Exactly.
Michael McMaster's had done that probe droid, that giant one with like 45 rolls of filament. Is that bigger than the one in the movie, or the same size? You know,
I think it's full size.
It's full size. It's full size. Says what?
I don't know. Yeah, I think
it was full size.
No, I saw that. And
that's only 42 at the moment.
Yeah, it's a full size one he's doing.
Yeah. So the one in the movie was that size. It wasn't smaller. It was at least that big.
Yeah.
Okay. Or supposed to be that big in the movie. That is.
Yeah.
There's so many things in the movies might be miniatures and they're made to look big and they're not.
Yeah, but their miniatures aren't exactly what you call miniatures. They're like on the foot scale and meter scale for the miniatures as well.
Yeah.
For the shooting of them. Yeah.
And some of them is non-existent in CGI.
Yeah,
but nowadays, back then they were actually
they're all models. They're all models.
True.
They're all models.
They're making a lot of models for the Mandalorian as well. If you see Adam Savage and the tested crew,
the models sit still and they run the camera by it and do this and that.
Yep.
Watch a video on YouTube about it. The process.
Yeah, but it depends on if it's something on screen that you're not directly interacting with, they can CGI it. If it's something that someone has to actually put hands on or have some physical interaction with, then they make a model of it because it's easier that way then because you have something physical coming towards them, you know?
Yeah.
But it varies.
Hello, Mr. Viking.
Hey, Mr. Viking.
Hey, Viking.
Yeah, I seen a video this morning on YouTube. They're talking about when you're on the ground looking up, you see all these stars. When you're in space and film the same thing, or when they do, you don't see any stars anywhere. They're explaining about the aperture and this and that on cameras. And when they film and do this and that, the camera don't pick them up. Even though they're there, they don't show up on camera. That's why it's all black space when you film when you're in space.
Because you'll overexpose the image if you do,
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they run because if you have a person or something like even if you see the camera outside the space station, you almost never see stars except our own sun because the focal the aperture is brought real down because it doesn't, otherwise it'll blow out the sensor. You burn the sensor.
Probably why the UFOs show up so good because they're being picked up on camera with nothing else around it.
And they're always so blurry. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
because
very
of the
easy.
light speed.
It's the handheld string makes it hard to film
Yeah.
sharp. That's why.
Yeah, that's why yeah. But I saw a thing
Hey, Gary.
recently about UFOs, and these
Hey,
guys
Gary.
were tracking it in a fighter. They were tracking a UFO. Do you know what it was? It was like something like an albatross swimming across the surface of the water, but it was out of focus and it was on infrared, so it looked like so it was so far away and it was on infrared. It looked like a black thing moving over the surface of the water, but it was actually a bird flapping their wings, flying along the surface.
Oh wow!
Traveling light speed.
Well, when you look at something at
exactly
infrared,
traveling light speed and then going another direction quickly.
yeah, if you're doing Mach 4 in one direction and the bird is doing 3 miles,
3 miles an
in the
hour,
other direction, it
It's
looks
Mach
like it's
4.
going really fast.
Yeah.
It's all about perspective. It's relative.
Yeah.
We won't get into relativity. Don't worry, I won't burn
Right,
anyone's brain today.
Oh,
Or Doppler. Keep away from
E
relativity and
equals
Doppler.
MC2.
Well,
No?
equals
Wait,
MC
what?
squared. Well, that's only one small component of it, but we won't get into the math. But
Oh
the
man.
Doppler effect is the same as you hear when you hear an ambulance coming towards you.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Redshift
just
evolution.
look at the Big Bang Theory. Then we have it.
I love
show.
that show. I love that show.
Ooh, what droid is that one?
No, that's not a droid. That's the lamp.
That's mine.
Yeah,
For my
that's the
wife.
phone.
Oh, it's
The elephant lamp on my CR10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you definitely need an A3 printer for the paper to be printed out.
Yeah, I remember you saying here's the top ring here. It's really minor strain. There's one here, but almost went on real good.
Jerry, turn on. Use outer wall wipe and set it to 0.3.
Okay, I'll write that down.
Because what happens is, outer wall wipe means as the nozzle is printing, before it moves, it does a retraction and the nozzle moves over the part that's already printed, and then hops and moves. And what it does is it wipes the nozzle before it makes a move and actually cleans it off. So for PETG, PLA won't string so much, but PETG likes to be stringy, and it actually cleans the nozzle before it goes from point A to point B.
Okay, this is PLA Plus I'm using right here.
PLA Plus, there's no harm in using it everywhere. I use it on everything because it cleans up my PETG prints. I get fantastic PETG prints, and I use it on everything because it cleans the nozzle before you hop.
Okay, well, I'll set that in the next part. Because, I'm trying to get my settings right. I hate having stringing little boogers, and I got to clean it up. It's just a pain. So.
Yeah, outer wall wipe is. I use it in Cure. I set it to 0.3. So it moves in 0.3 of a millimeter before it moves. So it's just basically wiping the nozzle off.
Yeah, I have no idea how long it's going to take me to print an R2 or actually do it. It's something I wanted to do for years. I'm finally tinkering, but my Ghostbuster car, I still don't have it done, and so we'll see how it goes. But at least I ought to print the cool parts. I got something to show off. I don't know.
Hey,
if
at
it
least
doesn't-
you're started.
And if it doesn't work, he's got a fancy hat to wear.
You have to do R5 tone next.
What's that, Mark?
You have to do R5 tone next, then, Jer. I say you have to do R5 next.
R5, yeah.
Nice.
That's what I thought it was.
And that's got all the
thing you
holes.
showed Jerry.
It's actually
That's nice.
That's good.
That's an R5.
I do wonder if I can take that dome. That looks pretty thin. I mean, the light shines through pretty well, so I probably can take the head and attach the lithophane on top outside on it. I have to experiment with it.
You'd have to get it modeled so it prints.
Yeah, I
Or
can put it
print
in
without the
Luban.
top. Here, how would you do print it without the top and then make a round lithophane that you can actually attach on to replace the top of the head?
Oh, no. I'm thinking about just to put the whole head into Luban and then attach the picture to the head itself.
Wrap it around the head.
Yeah. So that would solve the problem of putting it on top.
Because the shape's pretty much a lamp shape already, yeah.
Yeah, and all what I need to do is put 100% infill in. That's the only problem.
And you'll need support because the way a lithophane prints, you would have, they often print without supports, but with a lithophane, you'll have to use supports behind it.
Hello, Marcus.
Probably
Liam.
the inside, maybe.
Liam.
I'm not sure yet.
You have StreamYard like I do. You pay what, $25 a month?
I use this free version now because I only use it once a week.
Oh, I thought your logo was still up top. Okay.
No, I took it out because I wasn't getting any interviews, even though there's a few starting to come back now they're interested in interviewing with me. So I might start paying again. But I
was going to say I thought you could have the 9 to 10 people in because I thought your logo was still there. Remember, I popped out last week for Zolan.
Yeah, no, I have a max of 6.
Okay. Hey, Red,
I might go back into it again though. Now I know they're testing a version where you can have 6 people in there and you pay $10 a month instead, and you can have 6 people in and use your own branding.
At $25 a month, they should give me and everybody else on my tier standard 1080p, and the people paying $40 a month, or like Tim down there paying $600 a year, he should have 4K.
I agree.
So,
well,
but 4K takes more to stream.
Jerry, I have another service that I bought from AppSumo, and I got a lifetime membership account with this, and it only cost me something like $60. And the problem is they don't allow you to add guests yet, but they're building it.
Well, OBS is perfect, but you can't throw a bunch of people in OBS.
I know, but with this new system called Video Link, it's used mostly to broadcast pre-recorded stuff, but they are servicing the other side of stuff like streamers like us. But they're adding the ability to do like bring chat into the involved, and also to bring in guests into it. And I'm waiting for them to finish that, because that way then I'm already paid for it. It's free. I'm fully paid up for it, and it'll be just once they add that feature, I'll start using that, because with that I can actually stream to 20 different destinations. All for the same price.
Well, I don't know 20 destinations I could stream to.
I know. Well, there's a list of things on there that some stuff are only in Asia only, some are in Europe only. But
I'm randomly going on Facebook today. I would prefer everybody goes over to my YouTube. That way I get the watch hours and the likes and stuff on YouTube. But I figured, well, why not? It's 3-day weekend, a holiday weekend. I'll just stream to Facebook also.
Yeah. So I will switch over to using Video Link once they add that feature. I've been hounding them about getting it in there, and they said they're working on it, but it's not done yet. So
let me ask, hey Tim, what have you been up to?
Not a lot. I'm printing a lot, building more tracks here today. I'm just building tracks until I run out of filament. So I'm doing a second drink droid, right? So I'm starting to get all the parts printed and assembled for the second one.
Yeah, I have the older version on the tracks and those gears. I don't have the newer version. I don't have mine put together yet. I gotta.
The newer one runs nice. This is the new version of the track with the high-speed motor. And if I were to watch how fast this motor goes, I'll just plug that into my lipo there, and this thing just rocks.
I see they have 2 different types, the speedy one and...
yeah, I mean, that is fast.
Wow. I have a question for you, Tim, since you've already put that together.
Yeah.
Where the motor interfaces with the gear, right? There's a round metal coupling you have to buy, right?
Yes.
Correct.
That coupling for the high-speed motor, is that the one that they specified in the previous was a 4mm, but does that motor have a 6mm?
6mm.
Yeah. So I need to buy the 6mm, because I couldn't find the 4mm, but I saw lots of 6. So if I buy the 6 is what I need. Okay.
Yeah. Right in there. That's a 6.
Yeah. So I don't buy the 6mm then.
Policu, whatever it's called here in Vegas, somebody put on the drinks. The Mr. Badley's group, they're out of the motors. They're on back order on those motors right there. I think that's the ones they were talking about.
So the reason Tim is doing a second drawing is because he's really drunk.
Yeah.
No, it's for his business partner, I believe.
That's for my business partner.
Yeah, we were talking earlier on, if we do a full-size version of the drink droid, we can put kegs in there instead of putting cans.
Or a 12-pack.
Well, we could put kegs in there and put a tap on the lid.
And if you by mistake buy a too strong a motor, it'll still the keg.
Hey Dan, how you doing?
Yeah, but you won't want to use a turbo to the keg. You put a tap on top.
I would love to be able to shoot the can out of that, actually.
Here you go. Gary T says plug it into the wall, Tim. It'll probably go even faster.
Yeah, for a very, very short period of time. Yeah.
Yeah. About 2 seconds.
It'll leave a smoke. But actually, Tim, if you put compressed air inside underneath, you could probably shoot the cans out of it.
Oh, probably, yeah.
We were discussing that. Get the airbrush that Tripod showed the other week. That's a battery-powered one with the air supply from that. You can put that inside and use that for your air supply, battery-powered.
Yeah. That would probably work for an empty can. You need a lot more pressure. You can get these little canisters that are like that they use for inflating tires for bicycles.
CO2, yeah.
And they're one-time use. You put 2 of those in there. What you do is you have to have the servo to trigger to puncture it, and that will blow any can out of it. A full can and all, it will actually blow it out of it.
That would be cool.
Sometime in the next couple of weeks, I've got 2 Ender 3s that have cameras on them. I got an Ender 3 Pro. I got a TiVo Tarantula Pro, which has 2208s in it, an Easy ABL Pro on it, and a filament runout sensor I'm going to be selling. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. And I got my Ender extender kit on one of the Ender 3 Pros. It's 500 millimeters tall. On the Ender extender kit, I'm selling that. So I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 5 printers I'm going to be selling. All my smaller. I'm going to keep the Ender 3 V2. I'm going to keep that one and sell the other 5.
Because you don't use the small printers very often.
I don't ever use them. I just go to my 2 CR10s. Well, here, I'll put my camera over again real quick and show you.
Yeah, I've got to sell some before I get my rat rig.
Okay, here's my original CR10. I'm keeping it, but I got my TiVo Tarantula Pro back there. I'll keep this one. I'm going to take the laser off this Ender 3 here. I'm going to sell that one. And I'm going to keep my 3 big ones. And if I can not make you guys dizzy here.
And replace them with what, Jerry?
I'm not going to. I don't want to replace them with nothing.
With bigger printers.
Yeah. I got the
well, it depends what Liam demos next week, I suppose, to what he replaces it with.
That's Renee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Renee Renee likes to buy machines. I do unboxings of.
See, I'm lucky. I've only got one small room and it's room for one printer only, so I can't buy one unless I get rid of the other one. So
wait, no. See, you have printer. See the picture above that printer? You can put a shelf there, put another printer on that.
Yeah, they're just going to be local here in Vegas. I'm not going to ship them.
I've already said that, and the answer was no. So.
Oh, but if you don't see, Kieran, it's best to ask for forgiveness rather than permission.
No, you can only sleep with one eye open for so long. I know from experience. After 30 odd years of marriage, I know.
That's why you have
I can hear the whip
with alarm.
Oh, do you know what you do? You put a closet under that one.
That's just one eye for the spiders.
The closet is used to store my filament.
That's how dark my TV looked, and that's
that was bad.
LEDs. Yeah, you can barely see it.
Wow.
And then here's a picture of it. Let's see. When I got there we go. That's where I got a little tore apart.
How many modules did you have to get to replace? How many LCD modules did it take to fix it?
There's 6 rows of LEDs. There's a total of 12. You snap them together in the middle. I don't have them on there in that picture. I forgot to take a picture of them. They're wrapped up there in that plastic, but I forgot to film it after I installed them all. It's just a pain, taking it apart. You got to take off the back, and you got to flip it over and take off the bezel around the edge, and then take off another row of metal clips and unplug things, and take the filter, the screen off of it. Then you take all the filters off of it, and pop off all these stupid buttons, and take off the white paper, and not rip it like I did. And it's just a pain. It took like 3.5 hours.
So what did it cost for the replacement LCDs?
$110 or $15. Company
which is definitely a lot cheaper than buying a new 70-inch TV. Yeah.
When I got the TV, it was $1,300. I bought it at Sam's Club, and I took out the extended warranty for $50 or $60. Had it for like 3 years, and then they started going bad. I contacted them. They had me check a bunch of things, send them some pictures. They mailed me a check a week later, gave me all my money back, $1,300. I watched it for another 6 months until I had to fix it, and I thought it was just a $30 circuit board. But instead, it was expensive LEDs, which aren't expensive for the $105.
No.
TV costs so much. It's just so much work taking everything apart to put them in.
But since you got the money back, it didn't really cost you anything. That was quite good.
I talked to Andrew South, which from the groups, and he's repaired a lot of those. And he talk to him in a team, and he had me
Didn't need
test
that, Tim.
that,
That was a
and he
spare.
determined that it was LEDs. And I kept the old ones. I was going to throw them away, and my son's like, "No, Dad, keep them. If you ever have one or two go out, you don't want to have to order a set again. Just take your old ones and use them." So I have to test them to see what's good and what's not.
So I see you're doing stress testing, Tim, by dropping it on the floor.
Yep.
Good man.
Yeah, and it worked. Like, I mean,
hey, we missed it, Tim. I missed it. Can you do it again?
yeah. Yeah. Well,
Oh, you almost dropped it a second time too.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. The weight balance is good for that. Yeah.
I'm putting it down.
Yeah.
Speaking of actually machining stuff, my dad, he is retired now, but he used to be a ship engineer and a machinist, so he knows how to turn stuff. And he actually built a small replica of a real ship's cannon. Like, I don't know how many, 15, 20-inch cannon or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And back in the good old days when people were insane and didn't know they needed ear protection or something like that, they actually bought some A batteries, the big round ones, and shoved them in there with some gunpowder and shot the battery. Well, I know it's bad to do that, but this is 40 years ago or something. So they shot that over a lake. They couldn't see the drop point.
Yeah, old curmudgeon. I have a SKR in one of my CR10s back there behind me in the corner, and I've got a standard screen on it. I'm not sure which SKR you're talking about. SKR2, I'm not sure which one that is. But yeah, they should work fine with standard screens. Or their touch screens. The one that's you push the button and then you got the...
Did you see Bill to have a bots comment? Obviously, he's not married. It doesn't work that way. It does not work that way at all.
Isn't Bill over bot Daniel?
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the comments directed to, but
Me for buying new stuff. I think.
Okay.
So,
yeah, but once it goes to the account, it's not his money anymore.
No,
right?
it's our money. Their money's
No.
their money.
No.
My money's our money.
No. The way it goes is what's mine is yours, what's yours is yours, right?
Yeah. Yep. DM understands.
When I wanted to buy these LEDs, I didn't have enough of my checking to buy them. I had to borrow the money from my wife that had money that she got from the government, like a month ago when we got the stimulus. So I have to pay her back. So really, I pay all the bills, and if she has money for something and I need something, I have to borrow money from her.
And the other thing you learn very quickly is if the wife she needs to buy something and it costs $5, you've only got $10, you give her the $10. There's never any change.
Yeah.
No.
There's never any change. No such thing as change.
Doesn't
And
exist.
they'll always ask for the biggest bill you have,
true.
but there's never any change. Yep.
Hey, Tim, you ordered your rat rig. Tell us about it.
Not much to say really. I ordered the 500 by 500 by 500 with the standard configuration because I don't know enough about it to customize it to pick and choose my parts. So they recommended if you're new to building a printer of this caliber to order the standard configurations, which is what I did.
Have you seen Mike's newest video? He's got some great videos on it, teaching tech.
Yes, I've been watching his. Yes.
He is awesome. His videos are awesome. He's an awesome teacher, and the way he explains stuff.
Well, he is a teacher anyways, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he was. He retired.
Yeah.
He's
and
I've
been watching his, and I've been watching who's the other guy who's building it. He's got 5 parts to it so far. He's doing his build live.
V-Core vlog. I know you're talking. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, V-Core, I think, or something like that. Yeah, I've been watching his as well. So I'm a little intimidated still, like a little nervous about it. But I think, from what I understand, the instructions are Prusa-like, very clear instructions. I'm watching these guys, and I'm learning. Like, for instance, I think it's the V-Core guy that built it. He didn't put his insert for his electronics in the back first. So he ended up having to cut it in half so it would fit, and rather than taking his frame all apart. So I know now to watch for that to make sure that insert goes in first, and I have to have that custom sourced, locally because that's
Hey,
not
Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
Hey, Marcus.
How's everything?
Good.
How's your app coming along?
Good. I don't know if I've been on here since this big cosplayer basically did a whole feature video on it, and it's been huge since. Lots of sales,
Awesome.
so
Great.
it's going well.
Awesome.
And I added that new feature where you could use a second device as a second screen, so you don't need a mirror anymore. People were excited about that.
Does Ethan have a new PlayStation yet? New one?
Oh no, I heard it's hard to get one.
Okay.
The PS5.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't even asked about it. They're pretty happy still with their Switch and their Xbox, whatever the Xbox One or whatever it was.
Enjoy the calm.
I figured he would have said, "Hey, Dad, how's the app coming? I want a new PlayStation 5." You know. Yeah, my son bought one.
Yeah, unfortunately, so my wife wants a new used minivan for the family, so no one's getting much anything until we have enough to get one of those.
See, that just supports Kieran's previous comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
She
legitimate.
must be obeyed, must be kept happy at all times.
It's legitimate though. I mean, we need one. I don't think we need as much as she does, but you know, if it makes her happy, then
Happy wife, happy life.
Yep.
Happy life, happy single life. Wait, what?
My birthday is June 12th. My wife's going to Florida for 2 months on the 16th, so I get to drive her to the airport. So she'll be gone for 2 months.
That's your birthday present. She's leaving you in peace and quiet for 2 months.
Yeah, I don't have to deliver food to the bedroom or anything. Yeah, she'll PM me on Facebook when I'm sitting in here and say, "Hey, can you make me baked potatoes?" She'll PM me on Facebook instead of walking in and asking me. So, and then people wonder why I give her so much hell all the time on my streams. Well, that's one example.
Yeah. But obviously she can't hear what you're saying at the moment, so it's okay.
I think she's sleeping. I don't see her in chat, so she hasn't started yelling yet.
So we have a Toyota minivan. It's a 2007, and it has nearly 200,000 miles on it. And
Wow.
And we're about to go on vacation here in the middle of June, and so it's like a maybe a 12-hour drive, and she's concerned, but she'll drive around all day, like doing, you know, errands and stuff all day. So basically driving it for 5 hours. But all of a sudden, when you have to drive it all at once, you know. So I'm trying to convince her of this logic that like it's okay, everything's going to be okay. Our neighbor's a mechanic; he's going to look at it before we go, make sure nothing's about to go.
You're not trying hard enough, Marcus. I've got one car. It's a Beta. It's a 1996, and it's done 450,000 K. So.
All right, I'm telling that like at 400K, then maybe we start worrying.
Exactly.
Kieran, the difference is if you have to go to the groceries in Australia, you have to drive 5 hours, right?
Just about. Depends what state you live in and whereabouts. Yeah, exactly. Because everywhere here is a long way from nowhere. It's from where I am in Perth. It's a shorter flight to go to another country than it's to fly to Sydney. Singapore is only 5 hours away. Bali is only 4 hours away. Indonesia, so it's just over 5 hours to Sydney.
You don't live in a big city. You're in a small community somewhere.
No, I live in a big city. Perth's the biggest city in WA. It's the main city in WA.
Yeah. What is it? The fourth largest city in Australia? What is it?
Yep, about the fourth. Yeah. Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Perth.
Yeah, Canberra is actually pretty small compared to what it really is, right?
It is. It's just full of politicians, hot hair, and porn industry.
And green grass on top of the
federal parliament. Correct.
Yeah.
You can walk on it.
It's actually quite beautiful.
Yeah.
The fun fact about the parliament: the grass on top, they actually custom made a very special tool, not only to cut the grass, but actually punch hole into the dirt and take up holes of the grass with the dirt, so it doesn't get higher and higher and higher. So it will stay level, and instead of actually
you run a core. It's called a corer. There's a corer machine. It runs over it, so it just goes through and ventilates it, and then just flattens it, so it self settles and just keeps it the same height. Yeah,
that's actually pretty interesting. I talked to the guy who was driving it at that time. That must have been in the early '96 or something like that. That was
Hey, Liam, how you doing?
Hey, my internet died.
Oh, so that's why.
It happens every now and again. For some reason, in the middle of the day, it just stops, and it looks fine. All the signals look fine on the modem box and everything. Just won't transfer, and you have to bounce the box. So
I don't sleep well at night, and I get up quite often in the middle of the night, like 2, 3 in the morning, get on my computer, check Facebook, and my internet's down. I'm just getting madder than hell that they're doing something with the system in the middle of the night, and I can't get online.
I thought you had to pee in the middle of the night.
So, yeah.
Well, did you try? Did you try shaking the cables? Sometimes the bits get stuck.
Very funny.
That's for peeing as well.
But if you shake it more than 3 times, then it's playing.
Yeah, enjoying it too much. Yeah.
No, I find it. And the worst thing is, I pay for business service in my house because I use it for work, and I can't afford long outages, and it still happens. And they've replaced the box and everything, and even recently, no difference. Won't know what's causing it.
You got glass to the house, or is it cable to the house?
It's not fiber optic. It's cable. Don't have fiber optic out here where I am.
So shaking the cable is a true story. So we took Ethan to a Lego robotics thing where you actually learned to program them for the first time. We had to do it before he joined Lego Robotics Club. And one of the teachers of the club was having a hard time. The computer wasn't communicating with the robot. So she was disconnecting the cables and shaking them and saying sometimes the bits get stuck. I did not say anything.
You should have.
Said, okay.
And the only thing you do is
the zeros are fine. They roll down the cable nice, but the ones, if they go sideways, they jam. So you make sure the ones are all lined up in a straight line.
Yeah.
Flow better. Yeah, give it a shake to line the ones up.
It's a true story, Kieran. I'm a software developer.
Yeah.
Well, that says a lot, you know. So is Marcus.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a software developer too, Marcus?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Marcus is iOS native.
Oh man, I don't have any Apple products at all.
Don't
Most people
touch
don't.
yourself. No, you're good. Good reason.
Yeah.
I like the Apple laptops. I like their desktops. Because you got full control of them. I don't like their mobile devices because they're way too locked down. That's why I don't like them. And that's why I have a preference towards Android as a mobile device. Like my tablet is an Android, my phone is Android. For that, because I have more flexibility to go in and do stuff. And I'm not a programmer, but I still do stuff, right? Whereas I can't do half of the stuff that I do in my Android, I can't do in my Apple. I can't go in and modify detailed permissions on applications beyond what the phone offers.
Yeah.
But I can on my Android. There's a lot of other stuff I can't do.
Yeah. I have a Google Pixel mobile phone, so it's the core of the core Android. So I'm really happy about that. I don't think I can go to other models anymore.
Well, no, Apple they're nice phones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
but they're just not for everybody. They're for people who want to just to turn it on and it works, and that's all it does. They don't want to do beyond that.
I have a Galaxy S10, and they since T-Mobile bought Sprint, I had to change my SIM card yesterday, and I had to reboot. Now it starts out, it says T-Mobile on it.
Yeah, but if you want to do more function, and if you want to have access to more free stuff, Because a lot of people like the free stuff on phones. There's a lot more free stuff on Android than there is on Apple.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is globally, Android has a much larger percentage of the market. But when you look at different like segments, like I used to be in the real estate sector, and it was probably 60% Apple there. So there was the majority there. Right now, one of the projects I'm working on is like, I guess it's that age range. So like mostly female, 50 to 70 years old. That demographic is mostly Apple. And it's like that in others, other demographics. But for makers, it's super high Android. Super high.
Well, it's because they like to dabble and do stuff. Whereas and you can't do that on an Apple because it's so locked down.
And the Apple phone, well, the iPhones and iMacs and stuff like that. There's for some reason there's a high competitive thing between school girls and guys, really here in Denmark, which is really stupid, because the Mac Pros and whatnot, they are like 2.5 times more expensive than a normal.
I've got a prediction, Trevor. I got a prediction. Trevor's going to pop in a minute.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In other words, he got an email.
Whenever my phone goes ding 24 hours a day, I get a PM from someone.
Ooh,
that's bookworm.
Oh, that's an apple.
Yep, it's an apple. Yep.
It's a bad apple because there's a worm in it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insanely what you do, Matt.
Matt, we cannot hear you. You're muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've muted yourself by mistake.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
I had some background noise. My dogs were barking. Actually, this is for a charity, what I'm doing for changes. And I have this for sale. So if anybody wants to buy it, it's £10 plus shipping. So to the US, it's mostly £20 shipping. So
probably more than that.
No, it's £20. I checked it out. It's basically £18, no, £19, 25, something like that.
$30 US shipments.
Yeah. So the price is skyrocketed. It used to be £10 to send stuff to America.
Shipping has got very expensive.
After COVID. Yeah.
Well, it's because there's a couple of reasons, but last year I sent a large box that was weighed about 50 kilos.
Hey, Trevor.
Hey, Trevor.
Hello, Trevor.
Trevor.
Goodbye.
Hi.
Hey, there's a small version behind you.
He's finally paying someone to do the backlighting.
Same with these Ender 5 Plus. Nice, they're lovely printers.
Yeah, hold on just a sec. I think my kid knocked my wife out here. Just a sec.
Oh no.
Kieran, here you can learn something.
He'll be back in a second. He has to drop off.
It's like 900 Canadian pounds.
I have one of those printers and I love it.
I mean, I like children. I just couldn't eat a whole one.
Yeah. And the skinny ones are chewy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, full of bones.
Children are cheap labor.
So, how's business going today, Trevor?
It's good. How y'all doing?
Real good.
Good, Trevor.
Pretty good.
Staying out of trouble.
Swung that lamp around and cracked her in the side of the head.
Oh, wow. That's the one with the lens in it, right? That's
Well, they hot dogs behind you. Is she eating hot dogs? Or are they spring
I don't
rolls?
know what she's eating here.
Spring rolls.
It looks like a spring roll.
Spring rolls.
Egg roll.
Egg rolls, spring rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna clobber you next, I think. Trevor, watch
It's a pretty good print you did of the little girl.
Yeah.
It's so movable, so
It took
realistic.
9 months to print that sucker.
Yeah, use fuzzy for the hair. Looks like fuzzy outline for the hair. Came out quite good.
It's just stringy.
Yeah.
So what are you printing on your 5 Plus?
Oh, a test print.
Say hi,
Hello
Jay.
there. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
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 You busy working
Give us
with
a
Daddy?
button.
So, yeah, this particular one came from Creality with the ZYLTECH wire jacked up. So, I've been waiting on a nice wire from them. Those pins are so small on the ZYLTECH, man. I can't even touch those things.
Yeah, it is.
That's why you teach your children to do soldering.
Yes. I took high reliability soldering in the Air Force, but I could never do pins like that. I mean, those things are so small in that ZYLTECH. I think there's 5 pins in that connector.
You're better. You need to do them right. You need a heat. You need a heat gun solder. So you actually heat it with hot air, and then it melts, and you can lift the parts off, and then put the new parts on, and then heat it again, and it melts in and sets into the pad.
You know, it's easier. Hey, dude, I need.
Give me a replacement.
Replacement cable, yeah.
Took them 2 weeks. I got out of my CR6 Maxes. I opened up one and had a bad motherboard from the beginning. We're having a lot of problems with quality control out of Creality right now. It's not.
Wow. It's always the case, unfortunately.
They actually said they've been pulling their reps to go assemble parts and stuff to the floor, so they're short on people right now.
Because of the pandemic?
I assume so. You know, I know China only had 4 recorded deaths of COVID, but amazingly, I've seen they have 3 million dead accounts on cell phones. So, you know.
Yeah. Jerry, maybe we could talk Tim into actually showing one of the tracks he's doing in detail.
What do you mean? What part of it?
What you actually do when you assemble one.
When I assemble one.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean when I assemble like this?
Yeah.
Putting the brass pin in each section.
Yeah,
the track itself.
Yeah.
Tear that fucking egg roll up.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't have any.
You're spraying something. What is it you're doing?
What I'm doing right now is I'm preparing another can lifter. And what I'm doing is I'm spraying an adhesive into these to put those little servo
arms.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because they were so small, I thought it was a track.
Yeah, no.
Spray contact adhesive, are you?
Using a spray adhesive, and then I'm also glue gunning because I find the spray sometimes, depending on the pressure put on this, won't hold. So then I fill this with glue gun, and I haven't had a problem.
Definitely go for the 2-part epoxy. Use the 2-part epoxy, much better.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I don't have any.
It won't come out, and it bonds. It bonds on the pattern so well, so it definitely locks it in place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have any 2-part epoxy, so I've been using what I have for now. I'll have to pick up some 2-part epoxy, I suppose.
Definitely for the servo arms and that, because it takes up all that slack space and mounts them in very, very well.
Okay.
And the 2-part epoxy, you can get them in small tubes where you just and then
But it's just for the servo arms. They definitely lock in place because the epoxy fills up all your texture in the 3D surfaces. It makes a much better bond.
Oh, okay.
And whereas the hot glue's fine, temporary, but it does back off with temperature.
The hot glue combined, this stuff, the instant bond with the spray activator works really well.
Yeah.
But I don't think
too well. You got no play time. The epoxy gives you some play time.
Yeah, this 3 seconds you're done.
Yeah.
Well, you can do it. What you can do is you can put it on and then touch it with the activator. A quick spray the activator when it's in place.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if you do the activator on one part and put them together, they're going to bond almost instantaneously. Whereas if you put it on and hold it and it's ready and then spray it quickly, then let it harden and then.
What I used to do in my models when I put bases and things together, I'd spray the activator on one, super glue on the other, stick it together. But what was bad about that, I would misalign things almost every time, and then you're done. So now I just super glue them, I line them up. Once I get it right, then I just spray the crack all the way around and then bonds it that way.
Yeah.
That's one thing we can't get down here is the activator for the super glue down here in Australia. You can get the super glue in the larger container, just can't seem to get the activator.
2P10 is what I use. It's called 2P10.
You know, I know what there is, but you can get it in. You can import it, and no one seems to carry it down here. Australia's a strange place to get stuff, I tell you.
When I first bought it, I was doing crown base molding in my house, is what I bought it for. Then I got into this hobby. It's like, wow, this stuff will work great. You know, super glue with activator. It's like going to the hobby store, just a giant, larger version of it.
No, not the hammer. Not the hammer, Trevor. Not the hammer. Not the hammer in the printer. Well saved, that man.
It's daily.
That's the positive part of have Big Brother watching.
How old is she? About 3?
2.
2, okay.
You do realize, Trevor, you went 2 and then went back from 3 down to 2, right?
Yeah. You have to think very hard for that. Yeah.
She's big like a 3-year-old, 4-year-old. But yeah, just 2. She's starting to talk finally. It's the cute time.
Yeah, my granddaughter was at the other grandparents' house a few days ago, and she's 12 years old. She was doing a cartwheel in the backyard, and somehow she snapped her arm. Oh. They thought it was a sprain, so my son took her to the hospital, and they x-rayed it, and it was broke. It's like, how in the hell? I guess I thought kids were bulletproof, you know, and had
yeah.
But somehow just doing a simple cartwheel on the ground, she twisted her arm wrong and snapped both bones in her arm.
That's all it takes. That's all it takes.
Bones?
Doesn't take. Yeah, it doesn't take long. Kids are so their arms especially, because they haven't quite strengthened up. So stress fractures are very easy.
They used to, Jerry.
What's
we are
that?
more durable.
Yeah.
Damn.
No, we just hardened up and played on regardless. Sticking up the arm doesn't matter. Sticking through the skin, compound fractures. We'll get a Band-Aid on it. You'll be right.
You get a spanking for breaking your arm.
I broke an ankle. I got a steel plate and 8 screws in it. I broke my little finger hitting a wall years ago, and I've cut off my ring finger tip by slamming in the door of a truck. I ripped my hand out and I ripped the tip of my finger off.
Yeah, I have that too.
Oh, she's bleeding. Or she's got ketchup on her.
Okay.
Another one.
Let me see your hand.
Boo-boo. Matt made a
I've had a
boo-boo.
broken wrist.
So what you have done is a boo-boo.
Yeah, I broke a wrist, and I also I got a grappling hook through my wrist on this side. Ripped open the skin. Well, I was in the Navy, and we were boarding a Spanish fishing trawler in the Irish Navy, and they didn't like us coming on board, but we were coming on board to do inspections because we're in our Irish waters. And one of the guys got the idea in his mind to swing a grappling hook at me, and I protected myself, and it dug into my wrist.
Wow!
But it was only a couple of stitches. But
what they do to the guy over that?
He was hauled off. He was hauled off and brought on board. He was
He's still swimming home. He's still trying to swim home.
Actually, we actually when that happened, more guys came out, went over to the trawler, and they came out with they all came out with automatic weapons. So there was no more of that happening anymore. We actually arrested that trawler and brought him back, brought him in because they had illegal stuff on board. So we actually arrested the trawler and we arrested the crew.
Yeah.
And today nobody can find him.
Yeah,
well, if it was my case, he'd be swimming with the fishes, but it wasn't my choice. But yeah, I got the stitches right there in my wrist.
Actually, the only bad thing that happened to me was my house face palmed me. You can see it right.
Well, we know that.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Remember that one? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but this what happened if you have 2 left legs.
So you were standing still, your house was moving, right?
Or drinking one of Matt's larger cans of beer.
Yeah. Randy wants to headbutt the floor.
Yeah.
So Crowley has been telling me that the CR6 series has an all-metal hot end, and it doesn't, because I looked at it and the Bowden tube does go all the way through it, right?
Yeah.
The ESC definitely is not all metal. No.
Here's what they sent me. You'll get a good laugh out of this.
This red part is really all metal.
Well, yeah, the red part is.
Yeah,
all metal hot end.
Yeah, but that's not the hot end.
Unbelievable.
They're not understanding. It's a translation issue.
Yeah, exactly. It's purely translation.
You should put that up in the window of your store.
Micro Swiss will actually have an all metal hot end out.
It's being released next month. Next month, supposedly.
Yeah. They told me 3 weeks ago. They told me 2 weeks, so they've got to be close.
Yeah, so it's close. It's close. Yeah.
It might be hit.
Why did I get an instant headache of that?
Oh.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I watch on Facebook a couple of things what people post on mistakes what people like, especially Asian people say, and gets lost in translation. And some say don't poop here, or poop gets served here, or if you go swimming here, watch out for I don't know what it was, but it was
just
funny.
Just dealing with Creality tech support. They are hopeless when you have English involved. I took me 3 goes to get my hot end cooling fan replaced, the bearing shot in it, and put a request in. You specify that you put the fan dimensions in, you send them a video, you send them photos, and what you get back twice now was the motherboard cooling fan twice. So I got 2 of those spare before they finally sent me the actual hot end. One's 30 by 30 and one's 50 by 50. So they're slightly different in size.
Most of the time when I call any company regarding anything, not talking about 3D printers, I understand everybody has to work, but I'm not talking to somebody in America. They're in some other country, and I can't understand them usually.
There's talk of Creality in an office here in the U.S.
I have their head engineer on DM with WeChat, and he's awesome. His English is on par.
Yeah, depends who you get. It's purely and simply they are the Chinese technical side are impeccable, but it depends who you get
like
with.
An idiot either. He understands. I know what a multimeter is. He understands. A lot of times when you talk to tech support, they'll treat you like an idiot at first.
Yeah, but no, you see some of the technical videos. They have the multimedia. They get all the information explained on the video, step by step, and everything else. Just depends who you deal with at that point in time on the front end. The backside is great.
Hey, Trevor.
Is this what you're getting, Jerry?
This will be here tomorrow. I've got it coming off Amazon. I'll have it tomorrow, and I'll review it here in a couple days.
Oh, it's awesome. I just set mine up today, actually. It works well.
Yeah.
I have a 30-liter ultrasonic, and it does a better job.
You got
what I'm doing now is 3-stage. So a lot
are you washing an alcohol in it?
Pure. But I have a 30-liter ultrasonic, like a really nice one, and it works well. But what happens is I do so many jobs with engineering resin for people, and I have a 1 and a 2-stage process of washing it, and that Anycubic is now the 3rd stage for models. So none of my nice stuff they'll all get 3 stages now. So,
I think what I'm going to do on this Anycubic after I do the video on it initially is I'll go to mean green on my ultrasonic cleaner, and then I'll go in this one to help keep my alcohol cleaner longer instead of going straight from the print to the alcohol.
Yeah.
You see that I got transforms, the Anycubics, but right there in the middle is my wash station. So I have 2 ultrasonics and then that wash and cure.
Okay.
Guys, if you guys want to clean your alcohol, why not get a fish pump and a filter and basically let it run the fish pump through, let it go filter.
No, the particles are too fine. It wouldn't work.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos.
There's several different microns.
Everything.
Yeah. I mean,
what's that, Trevor?
The resin, that uncured resin, it clogs everything up. Yeah. When I clean out the bottom of that ultrasonic tank after a month, maybe, it's nasty. It clogs up the drain.
Jerry, Trevor, what you do is put your parts into a plastic bag and then half fill your sonic cleaner with water. And what you do is you put a Ziploc bag with the part in it, with alcohol or whatever you want to clean it with, like mean green or whatever. Put that into the water, and the sonic waves will actually pass through the bag and from the water, and you always keep your sonic cleaner clean, and then you just dispose of the bag and its contents.
And when you put them in the Anycubic, they have to go in the basket. They can't be in a bag because it's the motion of the liquid.
I know, but that's stage 2 or stage 3 after you get the heavy stuff off.
My ultrasonic cleaner has mean green in it, and as you know, it all settles to the bottom. The minute I drop something in, I turn it on, it's all mixed up. I got to take something, and I got to siphon off the mean green carefully without disturbing the goo in the bottom, and then draining it out.
That's why if you put the mean green in a gallon Ziploc bag, you put your parts in there, and it fill your sonic cleaner with water, like 2/3 water. Put the bag in there without any air in the bag. It will clean the parts in the sonic in the mean green, but the mean green will never leave the bag. So when you dispose of stuff, you dispose the mean green in the bag, and the water stays clean. Ooh, nice.
So I did this guy because I wanted to test him, and I did. I did this one in the ultrasonic and the Anycubic. And I did this one just in ultrasonic. And what you'll notice is apparently there's a slight leak of resin in the back because they both have a spot right here where it's a little wet, but this one is barely visible. Whereas this one, you can see it
quite shiny. You can see the quite a bit larger shiny patch. Yeah.
Those are solid, right? Because they're small. You made them solid.
No, I did a grit infill.
So what you need is one of the drain holes that you have in the part. You need to get a UV light, either a fiber optic UV or a UV LED, a small one on the long wire. Oh well, if you do with a hole, what you can do is you can okay, but if you do them with the hole in it, you can actually put the stick the UV LED inside the part, and it will cure the inside of it for you.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned before, I used to use the UV light and do that. Now I just flush them really good with IPA, really good, dry them out 100% before I cure them, and I've had no problem. And I haven't went back to using a light like I used to.
Yeah, you could use a syringe and actually inject it inside in this, and with IPA if you wanted to watch.
Yeah, extensively. So as long as you flush it well enough and dry it out 100%, and then UV cure it, I haven't had a need to put a light back inside of it. It's probe it.
I mean, it was a noticeable difference using that. Although possibly having a third wash in pure, alcohol without anything contaminating it would have done just as well. I don't know. I take a toothbrush to it. I hit it up real well. But if you use your alcohol more than once, you're always going to have contaminants in there.
Yeah.
So,
That's why I say the Ziploc bag cures that. You can just
I've seen a lot of people that done videos on trying to filter this, filter that. Even Uncle Jesse made a big old mess. And then somebody done a distillery type setup that actually I think works. But
well, it would for IPA, because if you distill the IPA, if it evaporates at a low temperature, if it's a sealed container and you heat it, you can distill it at the other side. It'll come out cold. Yeah, and you can re-vaporize it again.
Yeah, and how much work is that though?
It's way too much.
It's not worth the effort.
That's
when I went same with
the
this morning at Walmart, I bought
a compaction filter. It'll be the same way. Just too much, not worth the effort.
Now, what we do need to do, we need to come up with a machine that can easily filter it cheaply, because that'd be $1 million idea right there for resin printing.
And thank God I vape. Changeable. Because I'd hate to blow my house up when I'm over there in my, messing with the IPA, and I take off the lid and I got a cigarette lit and boom.
So that wouldn't be a good scenario,
Yeah. No more Jerry.
I got a question for you resin folks, if I could. So I just got my first resin printer. I got Elegoo Saturn on last Friday, and so I did a lithophane.
There we go. Yep.
They come out so nice.
It's not high enough contrast, and I'm already twice as thick as I usually do for FDM. So I'm wondering if anyone knows of like a white resin that is maybe has higher pigment or more opaque than.
Well, you can buy
your typical white resin.
You can actually buy pigments you can add into your resin. You can buy a white pigment, and you can.
Do you mean the powder or density? You mean a powder or liquid?
I made a lot of resin ones, and I love them because you can do them flat on the build plate, and it takes like 8 minutes.
Yeah,
right.
I just use white resin. They make it beautiful with standard settings.
Yeah, but he's finding it's not opaque enough. But I'm saying if you can get additives to your resin that can increase the density of the. Are you
talking about the liquid? Are you talking about a liquid or powder?
The liquid would work.
Like the liquid inks, alcohol inks. That
Yeah,
looks
so
like
that's
that-
what this is, but I held it up to the light and I can see through it just as well as I can.
Yeah, but you have to get a
Yeah,
bunch
but-
of sensor.
I tested some white resin a while back. I don't remember who it was from, but it was really white. It was extremely white. It was, I couldn't see through it. I can't remember what brand it was.
If you could,
Remember
if you
what
could hit
video
me
it
up
was?
with that info, Jerry, if you ever figure it out what brand it was. Yeah, I'm looking for a super white.
Don't you, Trevor?
Yeah.
Oh, he's up front.
He's there. He's coming back. He's coming back.
He sells E-Sun resin. Don't E-Sun have white resin that's white?
That's what that's what I was going to show. I mean, I make some little keychains with them. And they come out beautiful. Let's see here.
What's the name of it? 'Cause, I mean, this is E-Sun right
E-Sun.
here, but it's the
Turn it
bio
down the light.
one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. There we go.
Looks good.
That's not bad. What thickness is that?
3 mil, 4
It's
mil.
actually pretty thick, man. I went to like
That's 5 mil.
really, really thick on these.
Yeah, the reason I didn't want to go thick is because it reduces the viewing angle.
Well,
You know,
I thought since I make keychains,
I think
Yeah.
you can get away with around about 8 mil. Doing.
be outside and have the sun to look at it, and it looks
Do you
great.
have to pay royalties there, Trevor, for every image you sell? You pay
what?
royalties? Do you pay royalties to her for the image?
That's my baby.
All right.
That lithophane lamp that I'm doing, Matt sent me the file to, done with Luban. We're talking FDM now, not resin. I went with 3 top layers, 3 bottom, and 2 perimeter, 100% infill. And that's the one that I have right here, Trenton. I have Luban. I could have designed the file, but Matt had already done it, so it's simpler. Have him just send it to me, and then I'm printing. That's Matt's design.
All right.
Nice.
If you guys ever come across any white resin that's super opaque, please let me know.
Yeah, I would be interested in it because I'm about to get a resin printer soon.
Here's some white
in
resin.
3-4 months' time, hopefully.
The resin prints are way better for lithophanes, man. Way, way better.
What you need is you need to add white aluminite. I think it is what you need to add to it.
Another question what I have, you guys always use your resin printer when you make your models, you hollow them out. Do you actually fill them in with like silicone once you finish?
No,
to make them heavier or like less brittle?
I go 3 millimeters thick on mine.
Yeah. You hollow parts out. You don't hollow out small parts. Small parts
Yeah, I
are
know
solid.
that.
Yes, yeah, arms and stuff.
So I actually printed this flat, so it only took half an hour to print.
Yeah, it's quick.
Wow. That's why I want to get a
Get away
resin
with that
printer
with
because it's so
resin.
quick.
Yeah, but you must remember, Matt, the size of the build plate. If you're doing them flat, to do them quickly, the size of the build plate is the biggest lithophane you can do. If you want to do really big ones, you have to turn them on end and then do the layers this way rather than do the layers this way.
That's why I got transforms.
Yeah, transforms are huge.
Yeah, Jamaichan just said E-Sun's got a cool white PLA good for lithophanes. That's not resin, that's just PLA.
Frozen has that big printer they're coming out with. Like the first 50 people get it for $1,000, and then after that they tear it up. But you have to pay for shipping from.
Was $600.
Oh,
You got to pay for shipping from Taiwan, and how much is that going to be? $500-$600.
600. Trevor said 600.
That's ridiculous.
Sold out of there. Yeah, they're all sold out of their early bird stuff.
That's completely
Yeah,
stupid. That,
They make money on their shipping. They're not like the other companies like Crowley where they actually charge you what it costs.
Yeah.
I look at what it costs, and they charged me more to ship a transform than my fiber laser from a different company. And I'm talking about like $400. So
it's like shipping plus handling or something.
Yeah, exactly. Plus handling.
I love having Amazon Prime. It's $120 a year, but I order enough from them. It's like getting free shipping.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like it just. Although, like Uncle Jesse said, he pointed out, I didn't notice that it came with G2 Box Pro, a license for that, but still
for a year.
What?
And
You shouldn't have to pay for slicers like that. And if you do have to pay for them,
that's way too much money.
they should be under $100, and you shouldn't have to ever update it. And it shouldn't be a monthly, and it shouldn't be a yearly, a one-time fee. People are screwing everybody. And the free versions work fine. You don't need the pro version.
Hey, I like Simplify, except they shit on us all for the last like 2 or 3 years. I mean,
Yeah, I bought that originally for $150. I bought it before I ever had my first printer in the mail, and I've been happy with it, and I've used it. But when I get this new Prusa Mini, I'm going to try to move over to Prusa and learn some other things. Idea Maker, Prusa, some other things.
Idea Maker is fantastic.
I've only used Cura 2 or 3 times. I haven't really tinkered much with Cura. So when Matt was telling me settings, I said, what are your layers, your top, bottom, and middle? And he wasn't sure what I was talking about. And I said, well, I think they're called shells. And he showed me some of the profiles. And, it's a different language, Cura versus Simplify 3D.
But I like Cura for some stuff, but Idea Maker is a fantastic slicer. I get amazing quality prints out of using Idea Maker, and it's got some cool features. Like if you say you want to do infill in your part, and you want to say I want to do 40% infill, and it's a big part, Idea Maker will look at the part and say, we don't need really to put infill here. Why are we wasting filament? It does it on its own, and it will actually build it empty and then resume infill in other areas. So it intelligently decides where infill is needed, and I've never seen it being bad. Like I've seen some of the prints that I did for the Droid. There was I set it for 40% infill. There's whole areas that they are completely empty, and it only filled the top and the bottom. It does the infill top and bottom, so you can actually do the top layers. It didn't
and the sides. So there's 2-step infill actually.
It does multiple layers. So it does what's called adaptive infill. So it'll do a big mesh of infill, and then for the next layer, it's nice.
Nice. Yeah, sorry about my light. It's a little bit flickering.
But so it will do a layer of big infill, right? Let's say I set my infill to be, I don't know, 5%. So it'll do 5% infill, and it'll start off doing that way. Then it gets so far, it will, because it knows it needs to put a platform above, it will increase that to about 15% infill. Then the next layer will be 20% infill, and the next layer will be 30%, and then on top of that, then it will put the top layer and start laying it on top of it. So it adapts the layering and your infill based on where it's really needed. I love it. It's fantastic.
Trevor sells eSun resin. I've never tried eSun, but I've tried a lot of companies. I originally started out with Elegoo, and it works great. But then I was introduced to ZYLTECH. It was a little bit cheaper in price at the time, and no matter what I put in it, it just works with stock settings, no problem. But then I tried a bunch of different resins that different companies sent me, and I'm tweaking settings, and nothing works. I'm losing supports, so I got to have dense support layers. And I've got to increase my exposure time from like 1.5 to 2 up to 5. And I really have to, and then I still get fails, or I don't get fails. But with ZYLTECH, I just dump it in, it works. And I think Trevor probably has the same luck with eSun. He just pours it in. He don't have to tweak everything. It just works. But some resins don't like that. You go to use them, you're having failure after failure. You're like, what the hell?
eSun is so consistent. I just pour it in, and it works. Once you set
absolutely
your time.
Beautiful, Matt.
Hey Daniel, how you doing?
Not color yet.
I PM'd you earlier, Daniel.
So going back to the talk about actually the cleaner stuff. These 2 books here is part of the education of actually becoming a dairyman, cheesemaker, really. So obviously this is Danish, but the cool part about having that kind of education is that you learn a lot about various industrial machines. And for instance, there is a term called ultrafiltration, which is basically a membrane that can filter out virus. So it's a high pressure system where you actually push a liquid through this membrane, the ultrafiltration, which will filter out very, very small parts, except water. What the process actually is doing is, if you do ultrafiltration of milk, that means you can actually take out so much water of the milk that you end up with 48% of not
Milk solids.
water, of
Milk
solids.
solids. It's milk
Yeah.
solids.
So you have the thick milk part, right?
Yeah.
Which means
It's good.
that's what you do before you actually put it into the spray tower and make the powder, the milk powder. So
That's what they charge you for. The higher your milk solid content is, the higher your value you get for your milk, because it's good quality milk.
Take care, everybody.
Milk solids.
yeah.
Happy birthday, Maker Hub, and take care,
I
everybody.
wonder
Yeah, happy birthday
if
again.
there is a small version of actually cleaning the alcohol for cleaning out resin prints.
You
Not
have
for
to
just
small
an
do it.
idea.
scale. Not for small scale, because it's
No, probably not. You probably
No.
need at least 25
But
liters.
there's no point if you don't need to do it. Like if you do the separation like I suggested by putting it in a bag, then you never have to clean out your alcohol, or you'd rarely, because your alcohol would be the final rinse, and you do all the cleaning in your sonic cleaner in a bag, and that does the vast majority of your clean out, and you just rinse it afterwards. After rinsing off the mean green or whatever you use, you turn around and drain it, and then put it into the alcohol, and the alcohol finishes it off.
I completely agree,
Or
Liam.
I'll take it to the sink and I'll rinse them thoroughly at the sink. Once all the IPA is shuck out of it, I'll rinse it. But then you got to dry once again, dry it out 100%.
Yeah, but that drying is easy. You can put it in a warm room, you stick it out in the sun, it will dry either way.
Well, I take it out in the garage. I either use my airbrush or go out in the garage with a big air compressor, and I stick it inside it and I blow it out, because that'll stay wet for days inside there.
Yeah.
So got to put big enough drain holes in it and then blow it out.
Have a good sleep, Mr. and Mrs. Diesel.
The first resin I got was E-Sun, because I bought it from Micro Center because it's local here and they had free shipping. And I knew you could get a decent price on it, at least comparable to Amazon. And it was $9.99 for 500 milliliters.
That's bio.
And I only bought one because I thought that was a normal price. I'm like, I'll just buy more when I need it. I didn't realize it was like on sale.
No, that's their water washable. Totally different.
I've never tried water washable, and I never will.
Nope.
I heard water washable film resin has a tendency to crack over time.
Too many people have trouble getting it cleaned out properly and drying it, and then a month later, like Kevin Sharp, he painted a beautiful model, and then Alien Baby came out, and he's like, "Oh my God!"
Get outcast.
Yeah.
So I had a problem with Simplify 3D this week.
The fact that they haven't updated it in 5 years.
Yeah. Look, this is a file that a customer sent me that they bought on Etsy, and they have a bunch of downloads. Nobody complained, and I checked it, and it looks okay in Cura. But when you open it in Simplify, my wife printed it, and look, it's two pieces that somehow were never like you know how when you go to Meshmaker, how you make solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's like he never made solid. So I actually went into I just used NetFab to fix it, and it worked great. I mean, came out just beautiful. And as you can see, it's one piece now.
Yeah.
But Cura somehow said there's a problem, and it auto fixed it. And
Yeah, it has.
It has the ability to fix. Yeah.
Huh.
You
So
can
for a
actually
free
splice
program,
and Cura
for
stuff
pay,
together.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, yeah. Cura has will actually do a mesh repair.
Mesh repair.
Yeah,
So if there's any gaps,
Idea
less than,
Maker
one
will
less
too.
Idea Maker has it built in as well. Yeah, it'll do a repair.
Yeah. Well,
I'm really impressed with Idea Maker, and it's really the first slicer I'm using. But I have tried to look at some of the other versions, Cura and Prusa Slicer. But you know what? Idea Maker.
Well, for IDEX, Idea Maker is fantastic because it was built around Raise 3D IDEX machines. They created it for their IDEX machines, right? For Raise 3D machines. So it's natively designed for IDEX support.
So
why it
that's
works
why
better.
I actually have that thought
Yeah,
then.
it's ideal for any other. Well, it'll work with
Okay.
anything, any dual extruder or any type of printer. But it shines when especially when you're doing mechanical parts on any printer. And it shines when it comes to IDEX because it's natively built to support them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Well,
looking at Facebook right now where we're live, and I got a couple comments here. Like Mark made a comment, "Hi guys," and Ed Nellis here in Vegas made a comment about his printing a Godzilla. That didn't show up on the screen, and there's no accept thing here. We got to click on a link for StreamYard. It's not even here. But I didn't see his comment. I don't know why this didn't pop up.
Didn't StreamYard say they had issues with Facebook a few weeks ago?
I don't know, but I haven't streamed to Facebook in a long time. But I don't know, something's up.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right,
guys.
Trevor.
Y'all have a
Later,
good one.
Trevor.
Happy
Take care,
Memorial
Trevor.
Day.
Thank you.
Hey, Trevor.
Have a good weekend, man.
Hi, Trevor.
Have a great day.
Enjoy your long weekend.
Goodbye, everybody in the mall. He probably has us on in the window in the mall. He's got a big TV, and everybody can walk by and see us.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
come in here
puts
and
it on the street TV.
I'm going to pipe off too here, Jerry. I'm going to go get some lunch. I'm
All
hungry.
right, Jim. Well, thank you very much.
What
Hey,
you
Jim, are
having?
you going
care,
live
Jim.
tomorrow night? You got something going on tomorrow night?
Yeah, I don't know what yet, but I am going to go live with something. So tomorrow night,
You know,
6 p.m.
Send me a
Awesome.
message so I can watch you. Because
Okay, will do.
every time I get like 2 or 3 hours delay before I can watch your show. And then your show is already over.
Ah,
I don't know
okay.
why.
It's,
Send me a direct message.
beforehand.
it's because of Brexit, you know. That's why he's having delays.
If you're subbed to Tim and you ring the bell, then you should be notified.
Yeah, you should be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's not really good.
And you
I
ding
think,
that
but-
bell. You said all when you ding the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure it's all.
All right, thank you, Tim.
Okay. Catch you
Yes,
guys
sir.
later.
Bye-bye.
Matt, could you please send me the link when you get it from Tim? I
Yeah,
don't
make
think
sure.
I'm
Are you
friends.
still in chat?
Yeah, it's DeWitt. Is where his channel is. Are you? Did you sign up to his channel?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, DeWitt. Yeah.
Let me go find it. And
I
I'll
can
post it in
find
chat.
it.
1 second.
Okay, thank you. See what you're all doing to me?
Yeah,
Making
just
me
more people
more
to subscribe to.
addicts.
So DWIT space 3D will get it for you.
We're here
Yeah,
to
Daniel,
enable you. Your
I had a
addiction.
question regarding 3DRS. GST.
I'm beat you to it, Liam.
I'm thinking of the wrong thing. My filament that I'm
I beat
getting
you to it.
GST3. I had a question.
Beat
I
me
think
to it?
you about
Okay.
Anyway.
Yeah, sign up there. Tim's channel is good, and he, because he does it as a living as well, printing and all this kind of stuff. So he's got good content.
Oh, Marcus, is that the link you?
Yep.
Okay,
That's
cool.
to DeWitt or DeWitt.
Yeah, he's up in Canada. He's a graphic designer, and which does banners, signs, stickers, anything, and pretty much
Posters.
anything, everything, 3D printing stuff, all kinds of stuff. And you never know. He's been buying so much stuff to do with droids and everything. He may have open up a hobby shop one of these days.
That's what he keeps promising. He keeps promising
Yeah.
that maybe in a month or two's time.
Yeah, you never know. He might have a little section where he sells hobby stuff.
So Liam, I looked
There
up.
we go. Hey, we got a
liquid
birthday
resin.
boy popping in. Daniel, Makers Hub. Hey, what's going on? Happy birthday.
Happy
Daniel.
Hey, Daniel.
Glad none of you can sing.
We're going to get copyright strike.
Not for that.
Oh.
Today he's
that's
53.
That song was
53,
publicly
yeah.
made about 10 years ago.
I wish. What's up, Jerry?
No, GST 3D.
Yeah.
Are you working with them or no?
Every once in a great while.
Okay,
I know
because
that
remember-
they wanted to open 2 more extruding lines here in Florida.
Remember their original sale, 10 for 10, 10 for 100, free
Yeah.
shipping, which the price went up a little bit and they're out of white. I would like to order 10 more, 10 for 10, 10 for 100. So
Okay.
I don't know if you could check into that and see if that could possibly happen and find out when their white might be back in stock.
Well, like I said, just like right now, they wanted to add 2 extra extruding lines because of demand. They actually not only sold out of white, but they actually sold out from the whole store. So when they opened Spain, a lot went over to Spain, and they sat there and tried to get it started up over there. Between here and Argentina, they have been fulfilling a crap ton of orders.
Is it companies gobbling it up, trying to mark it up and resell it, or is it just individuals stocking up on it here? You don't know.
I think it's individuals.
It could be a 50-50 blend on that one, to be true.
It's like people hoarding toilet paper.
I'm not going to lie. If you looked under that desk right there, there's probably over like 40 kilos.
Wow.
Of toilet paper.
That's toilet paper. Right. Yeah, right.
Hey, how's things going with Disney? Are you back to work with Disney now, huh?
Every single day, yeah.
Awesome. Very cool.
Not really.
7 days a week?
Not really. It's about 4 to 5 days a week, debatable on the week. It's fun. It's exciting. It's hot. It's very hot, especially wearing your face coverings and stuff like that. And on top of it, we have different guidelines, different rules. So not only do we wear face coverings, but we also wear like a shield or some goggles going on and stuff like that. It just gets very hot very quick.
All of that's getting lifted everywhere, so I don't think much longer you'll have to deal with that. So hopefully,
no, they're getting lifted for customers and people of that nature. They're not getting lifted
service,
for actual
face-to-face
employees.
service. No, the face-to-face service. They still want that for the. It's a duty of care, unfortunately. So
yes, so
they've got to be seen to be doing the duty of care.
I went to the
Walmart, wear masks when they cook. I think they should wear masks when they cook our food in the restaurant.
Well, they do.
That's what I love to see.
They do.
Everybody.
Yeah, now, but not before. Not like before COVID.
Some places used to actually.
I went to Walmart.
They should wear hair. They should wear hair nets, and hairnet if you have a beard, and of course a mask. You know, that's basically it. That's what I want.
I went grocery shopping this morning at Walmart. The store was dead slow. I noticed one employee out of everybody didn't have a mask on. I asked them about it because they did lift it here in Nevada if there's not large crowds, and a lot of stores, you know, you can. So halfway through the store, I wore my mask. Another half, I had it in my pocket. So
yeah,
and there was a couple customers that didn't. My brother lives in Front Nevada, an hour away from here, and out there he said nobody at Walmart, including the employees, were wearing masks, but it's a smaller.
That's
community.
a state-by-state edict and a facility-by-facility edict as well. But also the facilities
If
override
I'm
the
around
state,
a crowd
don't
of people, I'll go ahead and put it back on. But if I'm around next to nobody, I have my shots. I mean, what happens is going to happen, so I'm not too worried about it.
Well,
as long as I'm not around a crowd.
I'll be wearing a mask for the next 6 months at least.
Yeah,
I don't trust it.
Listen,
because I think they're relaxing it too early.
I was watching my pedometer and stuff like that. On an average day, I rank somewhere between 60,000 and 80,000 steps in one day now at work.
Wow.
We're in the outfit. That's hard work.
Very much so.
Daniel,
what's your job there, Daniel, or can you say? What do you do there? Can you say?
Oh, I work in Tatua, Italia.
What's that?
I work in Italy, inside Epcot.
Okay.
Oh, okay. In Little Italy. Okay.
So it's fun.
What do you do in
Nice
Little
job.
Italy?
Just take care of guests.
Okay, so you're like, are you like a waiter, a maitre d', a character?
Correct. Waiter.
Yeah.
You will never know who is a character at Disney and who's not a character at Disney. That's the nice little NDA that you actually sign.
Okay. So if somebody called in sick, they might pull somebody from over here and say, here, act like this and do this. Go run around.
No. So there are strict guidelines to be a character. So, like, if you wanted to be goofy, you have to be 6'2". No taller, no shorter.
You have to know how to act like Goofy and all, except you're probably trained, right?
Actually, no talking whatsoever, first and foremost.
Okay.
Secondly, like if you want to be Mickey or Donald Duck, you can't be any taller than 5'2". So there are strict rules and guidelines for every single
I seen a YouTube video a while back. I forget the actor's name, but he can do all the characters really good. And he went to Disneyland or Disney World, and they filmed all of it. And he went up to each character, and he done their cartoon role, and they're just flabbergasted because he could do the role perfectly, the voice.
Yeah. They took away the voice acting from most characters very long time ago.
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a video actually of a. He is a steward on a plane, And on the flights to and from Florida, I can't remember what airline he was with, but he actually does all of the the introductions and all that they do on a plane when you get on board and
The safety
when you're
briefings.
stuff. He does all of those in different characters, and he does the voice perfect. So he goes through about 8 different characters, talking, doing different segments of it, one immediately after the other. There's no break between it. He'll even jump over and back and have a conversation with himself between 2 different characters while he's doing all of this, and it's phenomenal to watch it.
Hypertonics. I have an Ender 3V2 with that problem, and so does everybody. Put an anti-backlash nut on your lead screw, and that'll solve that problem.
Yep.
When you level the bed with a paper and you get it right, and you go to print, next thing you know, your nozzle's too high. Typically, is what happens to a lot of people. Is that Z on that Ender 3V2? You can blow on it, it just drops. It moves so easy on that, and it's got a problem. But put a anti-backlash nut on it. I have a video where I talked about that, and below in the description, I had a link if it still works from Brian Vines, BB3D, done a video talking about that. And somebody wrote him up a G-code file, and the G-code file, it levels the bed and it keeps the steppers locked out so you can properly level the bed without disabling steppers. If you disable steppers and move the head around, even though it looks like it's staying there, it's going to drop down a little bit. You're not going to get a good reading. But if you do level your bed under power, it'll work fine. But if you put any backlash nut on it, that'll solve the problem. So if you go to BB3D Brian Vines or my video on the Ender 3V2, look in the description down below, there'll be a link. And if you can't find the file to do it that way, either I have it on my hard drive and I can send it to you through Facebook or an email, or you can put an anti-backlash nut on. So,
anti-backlash is probably the best way to go about it because it's a permanent solution.
But yeah, like I say, it drove me nuts. When I done the video on it, it worked fine. The next time I went to print, it's like, why do I have to re-level the bed? Then I did, then my nozzle's up in there. It's like, what's going on? And then Brian Vines had a video talking about the same problem.
Yeah. And the brass anti-backlash are not expensive. Like you get a set of them for about $15, $10 or $15. And it's basically two nuts, brass nuts that go on the Z thread with a spring between them. That keeps tension on and pressure on the threads on Z, so it just can't relax. It can't drift.
Yeah, there's a lot of videos on YouTube by different people on how to install an anti-backlash nut. And BB3D Brian Vines to be the one off the top of my head I could think of that's done a video on it.
I think Michael has done one as well at Teach Tech, and I think Angus did one as well.
Yeah, most of the questions that people ask on Facebook, it's best to either not Google it. Go watch a YouTube video on it because there have been so many people that do videos on everything. And then if you can't find it, Google it. And then if you can't find it, Googling it, then go ask on Facebook.
Yeah, I had companies come to me talking about doing blogs about printers, and I said, nobody searches blogs when they're buying a printer. I said, you're wasting your time. Everybody goes to YouTube to get people's review of the product. Nobody goes to blogs. Like you might come across a blog, but who's going to read a blog that's 5,000 words or 2,000 words? They'd rather just watch a video and follow the instructions and listen to someone's input on how things work. So
I mean, if Bill wrote it, then I would read it.
If who?
If Bill Gaio wrote it, I would read it.
Maybe.
I would. He's a good
most
guy.
other people don't. Most people just go to YouTube. YouTube is the answer to everything today. Like, how do I fix my car? Oh, let's go to YouTube. I don't want to go read a manual about it.
Renee, you got a part you want to show?
Yeah. Well, personally, I watch Liam's unboxing, and that's why I buy stuff.
So there we go.
Well, also, you want to see the unboxings that aren't clipped or edited, so you can see the faults and flaws and issues. Liam's good for that. Brian Vines did the same thing. A lot of people, an unedited, real unboxing. You see all the flaws. That's what you want to see.
Yeah.
The traps, the errors, and what can go wrong.
Yeah. This is the other part. I showed the left one in the plastic bag, so this is the right part. So
nice.
yeah. So now I have 5 spikes, I have 2 arm parts, and I have 5 cloak parts, and that is all together.
Very welcome.
How much is it? That is 3/4 of a kilo of filament I need still.
That's
so
not bad.
no. So it's really close to done. But the biggest part is 255 grams of filament, and that will probably take 35 hours to print.
That's not a long print. That's okay. You've done so many prints now. As long as as long as the first layers go down and you're sure it's not going to leave the bed, you can let it go. Like I do prints that are 8 or 9 days long and they go without issue. As long as the first layers go, chances are you're going to be good. As long as you get good bed adhesion every single time and you prep your bed good, you're fine.
What I typically do is I actually start the print a couple of hours before I go sleep, so I can see it actually starts nicely. And then in the morning before I go to work, I go in and check if it's still nice, and then I trust it. Then I just leave it.
Yeah.
The big blue part of the cloak was 26 hours, I think it was.
That's not bad.
No.
There's some of the Droid parts in PDG can take 2.5 days to print, because PDG is you have to print slow. So when the print is going to be finished tonight, I'm hoping that I started that 2 days ago and it's still going, and it's like you have to print PDG at 30 millimeters or so 30-35, and that's the fastest you should go. But no fan, you print slow, you print hot, because the layers stick together so well. It becomes a super strong part, and that's what you want. And in these cases, those parts you want them heat resistant as well as wear resistant, which is why you print them in PETG, right? The rest of the shell is PLA.
I'm doing everything in PR and PLA plus, so it seems to be okay.
Well, no,
I haven't tried the motors yet.
Yeah, I'm doing the motor cam, the
frame, the bracket,
the bracket around it. I'm doing the gear system, the wheels for the track areas, and the cog that drives all PETG, because it's going to last, right? It's hard wearing, it's a tough material, and I'm doing a 40% infill with 4 walls at 40% infill, so make it really strong.
Yeah. I've only got PLA plus at the moment, so I'm still waiting for my motors. My motors may arrive this week.
Well, I haven't ordered mine yet. I'm going to order mine
6 weeks for the motors.
Yeah, that link to that G-code file from Brian Vines no longer works that I had underneath my video that came from him. But just search bed level G-code for Ender 3 and download that from wherever and run that. That way your steppers will not be unlocked when you're leveling a bed, and we'll go around, check each corner and the center, and then we'll do that 2 or 3 times. Check it with a paper, then you're good to go. Then when you get the anti-back like Blyche nut, you can run that program every so often. But I have it on one of my hard drives on one of my computers somewhere.
I see. It's only 15 inches. Sauron is there, Renee. I thought it was taller than that. It's only 15 inches tall.
Oh,
but I suppose if he's got the mace on, it makes him taller. If you just put the mace in his hand.
He's holding on. I'm using the mace. I want the mace.
Yeah. Without the mace, it's 15 inches. Yeah, I think if the mace, it makes like nearly 18 inches with the mace in his hand.
Yeah,
makes it a bit taller.
And imagine me actually making it 2.5 the size of that.
Kieran, these are all PETG.
Yep.
So they're really strong.
Yeah, well, I said I've only got PLA plus. I mean, this was the first time I'd using these droids down to TPU. That was the push to get the TPU on mine. So
that will PETG will last forever.
I see we got one person on Facebook watching now, also, and then 20 on YouTube.
I mean, it's really ventilated. Are we?
Guys, if you're watching, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit the thumbs up, and ring that bell, guys. Okay.
Yeah, when I get to 2,500 subs, I'm at 2388 right now. I've got a lot of giveaways from a lot of companies and individuals that are donating to the giveaway.
Did you use the modified pointed drive wheel, or you use the old design?
I'm going to go with on this droid. I'm going to go with a bigger motor.
Yeah.
But they definitely release and drive a lot better with the looser droid, with the looser fit tracks.
So this is the looser fit. You see, these are pointed; they're not rounded.
So that should help with the friction a lot.
Yeah.
But until I get the motors, I can't tell. And see, it's been like 6 weeks for the motors. They're finally coming. So this week I might get them. This week, end of the week.
What's going on, Dennis? How you been?
Hey, everybody! Happy Memorial Weekend.
Yep.
Been out doing yard work.
Sorry, Kieran, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. No, that's no problem. No problem.
Hey, Kieran.
I have a few questions about the filament that actually comes with the Artist D printers.
Yeah.
Because I honestly I don't understand all the negative fuss about that printer, and I don't understand why people throw out that filament that actually comes with it.
Well, it's because it's damp. I will admit that the filament that comes with it, and they're only quarter spool, and it is damp. If you dry it, it prints fine. But if you don't dry it, some people get lucky and it's dry. Some people are not. So it is damp that comes with it. But
I have been lucky then because
yeah. Well, I think the people who got the earlier ones, they got stuff that they already had in stock, and they had to get new stuff delivered. And when they got the new stuff coming in for the pros and so on, then the filament was delivered better, right? Because it was, we got some more.
So if you can see this is actually two colors that when I changed the filament from gray to blue or from orange to gray, then you can actually see how smooth the blend is. Yeah.
Well, and it's not a mixing head anyway, but all you're doing is when you whatever's left over, it's going to mix on the way out, but because there's no mixing head on that.
Yeah. So I really like, and I'm almost out of the blue and the orange filament that came with the printer, and I really just use everything I have. And the small spikes, well, everything is going to be coated in some sort of paint color anyway, so I don't care what color it really is. And I don't understand what the negative part really is about all that. I really don't. I have been so lucky, or I have had a few really, really good pointers from all of you guys before I even did anything.
Well, there's a difference, right? Some people do the research. A lot of people who get new printers, and people have bought the RSD who had no experience with printers. And and some of the early machines did have extrusion issues, and there's a way to fix them. And it's well documented on the forums on how to do so, right?
Yeah.
So they're not that hard to correct. But the process is the issue is when you go about doing that. Oh, let's see Matt's first stuff. You colored it.
Yeah, I colored it.
Oh, that looks
good, it's
Matt.
Beautiful, man.
Well, I got a question for you, Matt. You said an AP printer. You don't mean an inkjet printer?
I have an inkjet printer.
No, he means A3 is in the page size.
Oh, yeah, A3. Yeah, A3. For the big, what you printing, you need an A3 at least.
It's bigger than your normal printers is A4 size, Jerry, in European set and numbering. You need a A3, so you'll probably have to go to somewhere like Staples or someone and have them printed for you on A3 paper.
Yeah.
Oh, A3.
But you have to take the measurement
twice the size of A4.
This was done on my laser, but the colors aren't vivid enough, so this won't work. And this is just letter. This is too. That's way too small.
Yeah, it's double the size. If you turn that page on its side and double it.
Yeah, I figured it would be legal size paper.
No,
the other way.
Turn on this side and then double it. So it's actually longer.
So one sheet
definitely longer and wider.
That way, correct. That way.
Now double that side by side.
Yep.
And that would be the size.
The way it's got now. Yep.
And you have that type of printer, Matt?
No. I sadly can't afford a 2,500 printer.
You can go to your local Staples or your local Office Depot or whatever.
Jerry, like this?
Yeah, I just did that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just took the file to them on an SD card and they printed it out for you.
You have to measure it exact. I never done a cone shaped one in color, so I don't know how to measure it yet.
Scaling, to make sure the scaling's correct.
But normally you would just take the file on an SD card, you'd measure how big you want it, you tell them, they size it on their computer, they print it and charge you a couple bucks.
Normally they can either scale the fit page or just do it unscaled.
Okay.
Just make sure that you measure the minus the borders, because the borders are like 5 mil each on the bottom and top. So you have a loss of 1 centimeters basically, or 10 mil. So this is what you have to calculate. So if your dimension is 250, you have to put 240 in, because minus the border.
Okay.
You see, I can show it to you on this piece of paper. It's just the perfect size.
So, okay, but since you're doing it on, it's going into a cone, I'm assuming your image is going to be curved.
Yes, and you have to cut it.
Right.
And you have to have steady
it's
hands
curved
for
on
that.
paper.
So what
Yeah.
you have to do, Jerry, is measure the image, the measure between the borders, and then when you print out the image, you have to measure the top of the color to the bottom of the color in a straight line. And if it's the same size, then the rest of it should be in scale. But you need to make sure that vertical line from the short curve to the
From
long
the inner
curve.
curve to the outer curve, yeah.
I think Brandy wants it in black and white, but if she don't, then I'll figure out how to do it.
Yeah, it's just a measurement of one, because if it's all scaled evenly, if this size is the right size height, the rest of it will be scaled out equally to match.
It's actually this image, I think, is on there.
Yeah,
you have.
no, we were just talking about how to adjust and measure
Scale.
the curvature and scale it.
So I think it would look better in black and white, actually, the image. Hold on, let me...
It's nice anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I'm actually going to jump off here because I was actually just told in the background that it's getting close to us going out. Also, I'm going to still try to figure out this 2 in 1 out. This thing has it's giving me a run for the money lately.
What's a 2 in 1 out?
Should I try to email GST3D, which they didn't answer the last time I tried to email them, or can you get?
Yeah, I'll give them a call. That's not a question.
Okay.
They should have all your information on file. Let's see if I remember which camera it is. There we go. So right now, I have a G-Tech sitting right next to me. What I actually have been fiddling around with, I ended up, and you can see the filament in the background. I ended up picking this guy up off eBay for like $40. Waited 2.5 months for the parts from G-Tech themselves. No offense to them, but if they would just updated the tracking, I probably wouldn't call them like after 39 days. I was like, guys, it's been 39 days. Where's my stuff? Tracking, it stopped after the 4th of, what was it? April. 4th of April. I ordered it on March 29th, and tracking went over, and then it stopped. I don't know. Somebody got fired or something happened. But right now I'm having a problem with calibrating the left to the right. It's getting a little bit of nozzle drip between changing from the one to the other. So it's actually pausing. When it wants to change, it will pause where it is and then switch nozzles. And it only happens between the first like 5 to 6 layers. Then it just runs flawlessly after.
Do you have a purge tower?
I do. That's that nice little.
I don't see it.
What, the circle?
Yeah, it's a purge tower. So as it changes filament, it actually moves over to the purge tower and pushes the new filament through, retracts the old, pushes the new filament through, and does a couple of rounds on the purge tower to flush out the old color. Maybe you might do 15 centimeters. Right to flush it out, and then it moves back over and starts printing with the new color.
Okay, so
I would move
that's
the
not
purge tower
what's happening.
closer.
That's actually not what's happening for some reason. So what's happening is that it's doing the swap before the purge tower, and it's pausing there right in the middle of the print. Wherever it needs to swap, it pauses, and then it does the swap. Then it runs the color. Then it goes to the purge tower and does the wipe.
So it's out of sequence.
That's
a sequence somewhere.
Flash to firmware. That's a firmware problem.
So it's just
because mine doesn't do it. My A30M is dual color 2, and this one goes automatically to the purge tower and then purge everything.
Yeah.
I have problems with the purge tower collapsing on me all the time. So
do multiple rounds. Do two layers at least is what you need to do. Maybe 3. But Daniel, I would say you need to flash to firmware, because that exchange is actually firmware driven. It's not driven by the software.
Right. So it's on Marlin 1.1.1.8.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously it's a firmware problem. But for a, let's say, $78 investment. I'll deal with the problems.
Yeah, you could just build your own firmware. You just get the Marlin source code and create it yourself. It's not that hard.
Or you put the original firmware on.
Oh, no, that is the original firmware, mate.
It is, yeah.
Definitely the original.
There's probably community firmware out there. If you do a bit of searching, that's probably way better than what's on it.
Yeah. But gentlemen, thank you again.
Nice to meet you, Daniel.
Nice to meet you too.
Happy birthday and have a great day.
Talk to you later.
I will think of all of you when I do birthday shots tonight.
Yeah, right.
That's one on me.
Have a great night, guys.
Ciao.
Take care.
Bye.
Great guy.
Yeah, I got today another printer another A30M printer. Now I have 2 or 5 in total. 6 printer in total I have.
And what resin are you getting in the future? You said you're getting a resin.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Anycube. And hopefully I can get some. Maybe I'm gonna buy like 2 or 3 or 4 of them at a time. First I have to clear my bank.
Well, actually,
overdraft.
I'm just saying there'll be a Kickstarter coming up in the next couple of weeks that will have 4K resins, and Kickstarter is the lowest price you can get.
I tried the 4K resin with my Frozen. It was no different than any other resin that I had. I'm not saying there's not a difference. I didn't see a difference.
I know, but I'm just saying they're a larger build volume. But if you want to get a good price, you can't get a better price in early bird Kickstarters.
Well, you also have to wait, and you'll maybe get it, and maybe you won't.
You will get it, but there will be a longer wait. I agree than buying.
Depends what company we're talking about.
Yeah, but it's going to be. You will get better pricing though if you on Kickstarter. There is a longer.
If you guys are like me, when you make up your mind, you want something. You want it now. You don't want it in a month. You want it now, because in a month you're going to want something different.
Maybe
sometimes it depends on what it is.
It's kind of like you get married and you're like, why did I do this?
The whining beeps on the JG Maker forums is just, why did you buy it in the first place? You know.
But that's what every printer's like that.
Yeah.
There's and you must remember the noisiest wheel. Right, is the one that gets heard most and the quiet one, right?
I've never got a printer broken in the mail, and then some people get things, and then they break down on left and right, or they're broke, or they get.
Liam's last one was not a pretty sight.
Yeah, and they're just shattered. I mean,
yeah.
At least you know what it looks like inside.
Well,
looks like a space station.
I asked them about sending it back, and they said no. Well, if you're going to do a video and review on it, show people what it looks like on the inside. I said, okay.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, that's
what
pretty,
you want to hear. That's exactly what you want to hear.
Yeah.
They don't mind seeing things go wrong, and they'll just improve their packing, and they'll improve their shipping materials.
I'll find out on Tuesday, because the replacement is coming Tuesday.
I'm going to go grab my
the whole printer?
my TV.
Or just
a replacement machine. They're shipping me a replacement machine. So it's coming Tuesday
nice.
because the last one arrived in pieces.
But they've got no control over the courier company. It gets it to your door. That last step. That's the issue.
Well, yes and no. Yes, I agree with you there. But it's not the way you pack and just the way you assemble the product to withstand that type of transportation also plays a part. So
I must admit
that these are not strong enough, that they need to go with something more robust than these to hold. Because that's a lot of weight. This is a couple of pounds. This is probably 3 pounds. There's a lot of weight in this. That's a big block of aluminum there.
But it's debatable for packaging. My CR6 was a Kickstarter one, and the packing on that, because I had add-ons. It came in a secondary large box. Everything was well packed and everything else. And couldn't fault them. The last parts, I ordered the spare parts from Creality. They shipped me. I asked for a motherboard and a complete hot end assembly with the hot end, drive wheels, the whole lot. They put the motherboard inside the box with the hot end assembly loose.
Oh,
woohoo!
Yes, exactly. So luckily, the motherboard seems fine, and it's a second. I've already got another spare anyway. But I opened up the box, and there's the hot end assembly, the half a kilo of steel
sitting on top of the motherboard.
With the motherboard sitting on top. The motherboard was on top. And luckily, the hot end was jammed inside its own foam, so it was okay. But Jesus,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Well,
you
packing
can't
does play a
guarantee
big
it.
part.
Yeah.
Packing does play a big part. Like the box I got for that machine was broken open. The box was literally someone taped it back together again.
Okay,
So
so
it
something
was
happened in
dropped.
shipping.
And well, the thing is, it was delivered on its lying on its side, which is the way the box was made up. But that is actually mounted to the LCD screen, which is actually so it was actually on those offstands mounted this way. So when force came on and was dropped, all that force came on those 4 offsets.
Shared them all.
It
Yeah.
sheared them off. LED lights, is it, or brackets?
Yeah, these are for my 70-inch TV that I replaced. Each
Yeah, the
strip
old
has
ones.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 lights in each strip, and they hook together. And there's 6 rows that hook together across it. And
So,
they just click together.
Jerry,
But
are they 12 volt or what are they?
I don't know.
You should test them because if they're low,
Yeah, I haven't tested them, but these are the old ones. And I was going to throw them out. My son's like, no, you never know when you might need one in the future. And you don't want to have to spend another
Keep the best ones.
$120.
Throw the faded ones out and just keep the good ones. Yeah.
Yeah.
and stick them. Maybe you could end up sticking them onto your onto printers. Use them as LED lights.
Yeah, you never know. I might be able to use them for something. Yeah. I do have a tester over here. You can hook up the test circuit boards and stuff. You just dial in the voltage. You have 2 probes, so I can test all these. And when I bought the new ones, when you went to check out, the guy said we need to spend $6 and buy double-sided tape. The new ones don't come with it. Well, the new ones did have double-sided tape on the back, so he got me for $6. The old ones didn't. And you have like 100,000 of these little stupid white buttons all over the board to pop these in and to hold in this big white material type paper.
That's the diffuser.
The
diffuser screen, yeah.
So when I put these on with the double-sided tape, a lot of those buttons I couldn't put in because they're already held down. So I took that roll of stuff I bought from him and I ran it across them this way, and that'll help hold the diffuser because I never put all the buttons back in. It's got standoffs that the screens lay on. The different layers are like little plastic toothpicks. You put them in certain places and you put a bunch of buttons in. But I put enough buttons in all the rows that it'll stay in place, and I threw the other half away because a lot of them got damaged when I removed them. You put the button in, then you take the centerpiece with a pin, and you snap the button together, and then it
splits it. Yeah.
Yeah, pull it out, takes it apart. Yeah.
A lot of those were damaged on removing them, so I couldn't put them all back in. So,
question, Jerry. So you have talked about actually replacing everything, but how's the TV now? Is it actually perfect now again?
Yeah, it works perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Good.
Yeah, screen looks great. Because I didn't test these. When I put them in, I never got my little test doohickey and found out the voltage and pre-test them to make sure it worked. Once I put them in, I just spent another 2 hours, me and my brother-in-law, putting everything back together. And the reason I had to have help because it was so big. I can't lift the screen by myself. I might break it. I can't carry a TV this big by myself and carefully lay it down. I might break it. So I just got someone to help me. And they had to come over and hang out for about 3 hours while I was,
drank all your beer, went home. Yeah, he worked cheap. He worked for beer.
Yeah. But actually, I was really sore this morning all night long. I had a spasm in my leg because I haven't worked in construction in 7 years. I don't do much. Any little thing I do gets me sore. My muscle was sore from running a screwdriver all day long. So
old age, like the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go bowling or something.
Activity,
bowling league.
Oh, non-fan left. Well, take care, non-fan. Oh no, he's by the Maker Hub. Oh, he's still here.
Oh, well, you guys are saying about packing it. So I just got my Elegoo Saturn, and then I got the Elegoo washing and curing station, like a couple weeks later, and the packing is just amazing. Yeah, now, those cases are probably the most susceptible thing because they're the lids,
the acrylic lids.
Yeah, but I was just amazed. So if you're considering Elegoo, know that
this
it's
is
probably
well
going to come
packed as
okay.
well. And even the box is about an inch thick of corrugated cardboard, so it's actually it acts as a sponge, right? As a buffer.
Yeah, some compaction. Yeah, some built-in compression.
If they don't, they're going to all get busted, and everybody will be sending back and lose money like you wouldn't believe.
Let me show you the packing. Let me show you how thick it is.
Yeah, they got to be out whatever amount of money and pack everything so it can't possibly move. Because I mailed a model to Texas here a few months ago, a big Spawn model, and I wrote glass on every one of the sides. And the mailman came out front. He sat on his seat. He scanned it in. He picked up the box and chucked it over his seat. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Oh, is it breakable? I said I wrote glass on all sides. Well, did you pack it good? Do you have insurance on it? I wanted to hit him in the mouth. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
So
people are stupid.
This is the lid, right?
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
corrugated.
So they've gone that extra mile to make sure, but
Wow.
something's happened in shipping.
So that's well padded, well protected,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But the box was broken open. It was actually put back together.
So
Like,
something,
that's not the
someone,
issue.
yeah,
That's only a puncture mark.
Maybe somebody had to look and put his old printer in.
yeah, custom. Yeah, someone swapped it on you.
So like it was well packed.
You didn't see that.
Messaging.
Sorry, I
Yeah, we
didn't
did.
hear.
We
What did you
did.
say?
Sorry, Jerry,
Hey,
we did.
what's that behind you, Liam?
Where?
Up there. Turn around.
No, because you don't want me to see it.
No,
I know what you're up to. You see. I know hanging out with you too long, Jerry. I know what you're up to.
what are you talking about? No, when you turned around, I done this.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
perfect timing for sure.
See, I knew something like that was happening. So. But like, it was well packed. So that type of
Yeah.
boxing, like, and that's all the way around, right?
Yeah.
So,
But that's
it was-
good.
it was
The
just
gives you a new
force.
one.
It was just sheer
See how the
force.
packing is.
Yeah.
See if they've upscaled the packing on you.
Yeah,
When-
I was really impressed with the Artist T packing. That
Yeah.
was
They
amazing.
can do a good
packed.
job with their packing.
You know,
Yeah.
but the bottom line is packing is packing. You throw it away and you don't need it anymore. But they do pack things really good, and they have to be. So
Yeah. And mail service workers, I don't think they're the brightest bunch of.
Well, it's not.
People.
Well, they don't care, right?
Yeah.
all
It's not their
companies
item.
do it. It's just you get people on night crew or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, it's fragile. Nobody's looking.
Yeah.
Ooh, let's play basketball." You never know.
Oh, can I kick it?
I think it depends on, like, this came direct from China via DHL. My new one is coming. The replacement is coming direct from China via DHL. That means 5 days transportation at most, right? And 2 of those days is in U.S. Customs. So, like, it gets delivered from DHL. It gets picked up or whatever. It gets delivered. From there, it goes on a plane or through the. I think the issue is when it goes through the airport. That's when it gets mishandled, if anywhere. And DHL flies stuff on their own planes most of the time. So something
DHL
happens
is the best.
in there, or maybe on a truck to the airport. But by the time it got out on the other
Hey,
side,
Dennis, you're being really quiet. What's going on?
Not a lot sitting here listening to everybody watching my stuff print from
You
my
kind of
drink
look like
pot.
you're bummed out today. You having a good day?
Oh yeah. I just, like I said, I was out working in the yard, got a little red, out working on mowing. We finally stopped getting rain. We got floods and stuff that went on this week. So
we had
You have any damage on your property from rain?
no, my backyard turns into a lake and then it dries up in a day or so. So it finally got dry enough so I could mow it this afternoon.
Where are you based?
Excuse me?
Where are you?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yep.
We had a lot of rain the past 2 weeks in Denmark as well. So, but finally today it was really, really nice.
It's cold.
So you live in Oklahoma City. You're familiar with what ammonium sulfate is, then?
Mm-hmm.
So I used to have a couple bags in my garage for many years from lawn maintenance, and I
Yeah.
eventually went and dumped it on some of my plants and got rid of it. But yeah,
Yep.
I want to go to Oklahoma City because there's a guy called Bob Clark. He's a reptile breeder, and he breeds one of the most beautiful snakes there is. You have like 400 different species, I think,
Mhm.
different kinds, and I'm looking for a piebald ball python, and they really look awesome. Sorry about not about 3D printing, but that's why I want to go to Oklahoma City just to
I don't
visit
like
this guy
snakes. I don't like snakes, but I don't mind lizards, which are about the same thing with legs.
Oh, he does them too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
lizards.
it like-
But you have to breed. You have to breed live food for food.
Yeah.
So you
I
have
used
to
to have a
breed
roommate
live
years
mice.
ago. He had a ball
Feed-
python.
Yeah,
a
you
big
have to,
ball python.
yeah, you have to breed live mice to feed your snake.
My brother is
Depends on how
definitely
big it
afraid,
is.
definitely
You
afraid
don't
of snakes.
frozen mice. My used to feed frozen mice, etc. I just took it out of the freezer, put it in some hot water, or better, I warm up some chicken soup broth and dunk it the mouse in there for like half an hour, and then take it out and take some tweezers and dangle it in front of them, and they mostly grab it right away.
Yeah, but it's healthier for them to have live food.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
actually
But
way better for them to feed them live.
it's against the law to feed live animals here in the UK.
No, not for pets
Yes.
like that, is it?
Yes, yes.
Huh.
It's
I know
against the law.
somebody
You're not
there-
even allowed to have feeder fish, goldfish to feed to your fish. Like if you have Oscars, I used to feed my Oscars a live bait fish, and
No, what
Well,
you
it's
what you
illegal
do
over
is,
here.
and then it's easy. What you do is if you put some betas or something into your tank, and have male and female, they'll regularly have young,
So
and
Yeah,
they're gonna have
Molly's
live food.
if you go to the fish store in the UK every week buying more goldfish, they're going to wonder what's up, right? And turn you into
Yeah.
the
Yeah, like we have
Five-O.
RSPCA will get you.
we have young already in tanks that have just recently been hatched, right? But we have a tank where we know there's other male and female mixtures, and we don't have the space for them, so we're just going to let them there, and the other fish will actually naturally consume, right? They'll maintain the population on their own by letting them do their thing, because they do it in the wild anyway. So you're not changing nature; you just let nature take its course.
I know. That's what I don't understand. Nature is cruel. So why you can't feed live mice to snakes?
Because it
Well-
upsets somebody because they think it's cruel, but yet they eat beef every single day of the week, or they eat chicken, or they
No.
or pork, or
We-
something along those lines.
We currently have a mouse plague in New South Wales, whereby
Yeah, I've seen it on TV.
we're seeing millions. And Peter is complaining about the farmers poisoning the
Poison.
mice.
Who's Peter?
Because
Oh,
Peter is
sorry.
the Peter
yeah.
Association.
Yeah.
And they're saying the mice have feeling. They're not saying that when you're taking out 500 or 600 mice a night out of your house.
Wow.
Yeah, they destroy everything. They're cute to look at, but if they're destroying everything, you got to get rid of it.
Weather
We're
is causing
we're
it.
talking millions and millions. But you're looking at your grain lifter coming out of your silos, and there's more mice than grain coming out of your lifter.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
consume at a ravaging space.
And they destroy everything. Yeah.
yeah.
And Peter was complaining about them baiting the mice.
No, I know
Those-
in
Peter, I
the
think, should
Philippines-
be-
in the Philippines.
Yeah.
You can buy cyanide in little packets
Yeah.
over the counter. So what you do is you get some of that and you put it into it. Get a big thing of grain and leave it out in the open, and put some of that in there. Mice problem.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
they-
But
quick
then
you can
the
get
thing
up.
is, though, because we're in Australia, the mice plague can be followed by a snake plague and a owl plague because they're going after the mice. So be careful on that for your wildlife. But speaking of shipping, the best shipping I've ever had was an American company, R7. Everything was shipped inside 3D printed. The actual frame for it is actually 3D printed for the items, and it's all strapped in. Was all strapped in and packaged in a 3D printed bracket.
Oh, nice.
And that's how
Nice.
That's a NASA logo.
amazing.
That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's the logo.
That's
that was
a NASA
amazing.
logo. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the that's the rest of the logo, which is where is it? I've lost it. I've lost my logo. I've lost my logo there.
There you go.
A little
cool.
bit lagging. Oh wow.
But that was in a 3D printed frame, packaged and bubble wrapped inside a 3D printed frame, clamped up with Velcro strapping and everything else. Just amazing
That is
packaging.
so cool.
That's
Just
neat.
amazing packaging for these guys. These guys are amazing. And that's a US company. So you can't fault them.
Yeah.
Couldn't
Get
fault them.
something right once in a while.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends who you deal with and depends what it is. You know, they were great guys
So-
to deal with.
William, you know how earlier we were talking about white dyes for
Yeah.
resin?
Pigments.
So
Yeah.
it seems like it seems that most of those white dyes are made from titanium dioxide, and they're not really meant for UV resin. They're meant, for a two-part, resin that
Some
solidifies.
dyes don't mix well. I got a bunch of dyes from ZYLTECH, and when I tested their resin a long time ago, and it was like
What?
oil and water.
Right. So my concern is, well, titanium dioxide, which they put in sunblock.
White paint.
it-
It's the white paint. Normal house paint is the white paint for
but
titanium
it
dioxide.
absorbs.
Yeah.
It absorbs and refracts UVA, which is the 405 nanometer range. Do you think that is going to affect UV curing resin if I put a titanium dioxide based pigment in my resin?
It depends on how thick the part is. If it's very thin, chances are the light will still harden. If it's a thick part, you might end up with a liquid center. because enough of light will penetrate so deep in before it gets blocked, right? So, and that's what you want it to penetrate some depth.
All right. Well, then if I'm putting it at small layers, it should be fine.
It should
anyways,
be fine
right?
at really small layers, because
Right.
if
Well,
the
then,
light
yeah.
will have penetrated, because the light has enough intensity to penetrate through that.
All right. So I'm going to try some pigment, and I'll let you know, Matt, how it turns out.
I think it was 3DRS resin I've done a video on. I think that's where my white came from that I had done Captain America in 3DRS.
All right. I'm right there.
If you want your picture in color, send me the picture, and I send you the color picture over to put behind your lithophane.
All
If
right.
you want. So it's really, and also, Jerry, I can show a video of how your lithophane will look, because I printed it already out and I made a video.
Okay.
It's okay to show?
Sure.
Okay.
Tell me back again. So the first time I realized that I still had to put the head up so it would drain properly at an angle or whatever. So it's been draining for a while. So now I'm going to go actually remove the print.
Well, yeah. Well, once it's drained, do you have an offset to tilt it when it's draining?
Yeah. That's what I did. Yeah.
Okay. And is it hollow?
The model is hollow. Yeah.
Is that the same size that I'm printing, Matt?
Yes, same exact size. Same.
Okay.
Consider IPA with a syringe to wash out the inside.
All right. Yeah, I'll grab a syringe before
Inject
I head
it
out
inside to the hole, and then let it drain out. Shake it to drain out, and do it multiple times. But then you need to put air, like canned air, to blow it out if you can, to dry it out.
Take a toothbrush, you can scrub it real good in alcohol, IPA. You'll feel it. It'll feel real gooey and greasy.
Yeah, on the outside of it, yeah. Scrub it down.
I'll be back in a bit.
All right. Are electric toothbrushes better, Jerry? I assume they would be. They'd clean faster, would they?
What's that?
An electric toothbrush just to go over it quickly? It would probably do it better.
I have an electric toothbrush, but I've never tried it. I don't usually use a toothbrush. You go over with my hands and my fingers wearing gloves, but sometimes I take a toothbrush and I scrub in the nooks and crannies. It doesn't hurt, because once it's all cured and dry, you'll be spots on it. It'll look like wet resin where you didn't clean it well enough.
Yeah, they look shiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I need to do more with my resin printer. I haven't used it in a while.
I've used mine all of 3 times, but I have a new one coming in, so I'm going to have to do some testing on that. So I'm going to
new one, Mark II.
Mark II version, yeah.
Well, if you live in Las Vegas, I'm going to be getting rid of 6 printers here in a week or two. So I want to make sure they're all working properly, and then I'll throw them up on Facebook and Marketplace or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I was on Marketplace a while back trying to sell my Thundercat models, and they had a thing. Hey, we'll help promote you for $9. Okay, fine. I paid $9, which you didn't help me, but I got auto billed the second month, so I had to delete everything, shut down the account, close them on PayPal, and I never did get my $9 back. But
wow,
I didn't know they were going to auto bill me every month.
They auto bill everything.
I thought it was a one-time thing for $9, but then here it came in the second month. They tried to bill me again, or they did bill me again, so I lost $9.
Yeah, Facebook are notorious. Everything you do with Facebook is repetitive. So you pay them, like if you do like promotions or anything like that, you pay them for it. Yeah, they come back and they want to do it again next month automatically.
Every Thursday on my page, my group, and on Twitter, I post my ads, which you've seen for ZYLTECH, TH3D, StreamYard, whatever. I post them every Thursday, once a week, 4 times a month. For some reason, yesterday, one of my ads popped up on Marketplace. Like, well, I didn't put it there. How to get on Marketplace? It was on my group or my page, and somehow it got put on Marketplace.
Oh,
so
they pull it in and they post it.
I didn't put it there. But
they did.
And then on my own group, ever since this new Facebook came along, when I post something like an affiliate link to something, they say, well, we have to approve this. So wait a minute, I'm the administrator of my group. What do you mean you got to approve it? So I don't know where that came from.
That's that help they're giving you for that $9.
Something. I don't know.
Helping themselves to your wallet, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's because they need the money.
Yeah,
they do.
I mean, and I think it's cool that a lot of states, I've already had both my shots like most people have, but a lot of states are having lotteries, and one teenage girl won $1 million the other day. That's really cool. And another young kid got a scholarship. just for getting your shots. They put you in different drawings and different states.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
And normal people are winning money, so that's really good.
Yeah. They're not doing that here.
Yeah, I never even got a sticker. With the Walmart.
We're at about 55%.
Gold star. Yeah, get a gold star for turning up.
Yeah, I could have a free roll of toilet paper or something would have been nice, and I got nothing.
Yeah, we're at 55%, I think it is, inoculations, and we're now doing it. We're now offering it for anyone over the age of 12.
So, do you guys have a choice of which one you get? AstraZeneca, Moderna,
Depends on where you go to.
Pfizer?
Yeah, when I went to Walmart, I had the Moderna, I think it was called.
Moderna, yeah.
Moderna, sorry,
yeah.
Moderna. Yep.
Well, he said Moderna, so I copied him. So,
Yeah.
Moderna.
But that's a two-shot one?
Kiwi, come on.
Yeah, 2 shots.
Yeah.
He's a Kiwi. He can't pronounce anything right.
Yeah.
Neither can Irish.
I will hold up my Irish passport, and we'll blame you for that one then, shall we?
You sure? No, I got one of those too.
Yeah. I don't want an Australian one. 3 passports are too many for me. I'll stick with 2.
Mine comes with a nice leather cover.
I was going to say, yes, it's not actually purple. Yeah, it's the wrong colour.
Well,
So the cover's the wrong colour.
Yeah, it comes with a cover, and it's a leather cover that I have.
Yeah.
Over.
I've still got my old green one, and all the writing in it's green and signed in green ink and everything. Got the original one that was quite nice. I still hang on to that one.
Yeah. Do you get you didn't get the national ID card, did you?
No, you don't need the national ID card. No, I don't need that.
I got it just in case because you can use it for. It's a good ID for travel if you ever go and travel around Europe. You get the national ID cards.
Yeah, I got an ID card.
Oh, by the way, just so you know, anybody who ever asks questions, a green card, there's nothing green about it.
No,
pink,
no.
Isn't it?
The old ones used to have a green stripe, but the new ones have nothing green. Well,
they can't give it a new name because they changed the color.
There's a hint of green on it, but
when I was over there, it used to be a pink paper slip.
That's temporary, though. That wasn't a permanent ID. I'm a permanent resident. So I pay taxes. I do everything like as if I'm here. The only thing I don't do is vote.
I watch the shows on YouTube taking place in the UK airports about people smuggling cigarettes constantly.
Oh, yeah.
So evidently, that's a big thing in the UK is people smuggling cigarettes and sell them.
Yeah.
They buy them in places like Spain.
50 grams, 30 pounds. 50 grams of tobacco.
Australia's the same. And there's a big industry in what they call chop, which is illegal grown tobacco, because you can grow tobacco in Australia quite readily, in Victoria, and they actually people buy chop, and you pay $10 for the equivalent of $110 worth of actual over the counter, and it's big money in illegal tobacco.
And just dry it and shred it yourself, or is it already dried?
No. You buy it dried and shred it as loose tobacco.
So you just buy the papers and roll them yourself.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
I guess Dominic doesn't want to have free 5G internet.
Why?
Metal experiments.
Well, I won't get into that because I have a counter argument on that one, but I won't.
Yeah, let's don't talk about it.
No, leave that one alone.
But the
I didn't mean to kill the conversation.
My dad.
No.
My dad used to buy tobacco and actually roll them himself. He was a smoker.
Yeah.
But he used to
the old pipe.
But he actually rolled them in paper. He was very particular about the type of paper that was used as well. There's the paper was coming in different colors, different color packets. There's only one packet he would ever use. The others, he said, they changed the flavor and he wouldn't use them.
Yeah.
And but he did it all of his life.
Others do it with newsprint, and they prefer certain newsprint for doing their own for their home roll as well, for the same reason, for the ink they use.
Well, I didn't know he never used newsprint because he used to actually buy the proper pack.
Yeah, the proper tissue paper, the actual rollers.
Yeah. But he's always rolled his own. My mom, and like if you gave him a filtered cigarette, he wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't use it at all. My mom was cigarettes killed my mom, so she smoked so much. But he always rolled his own. Ever since he was young, he always rolled his own.
When I was 16 years old, I was working for this grocery store, and the guy's like, "Here, try some chewing tobacco." I'm hearing an echo from somebody.
Oh, it made me sick chewing tobacco.
Someone must have
Anyway,
the
you
tube
should here
on.
take a big old wad and put it in your cheek, and I got sicker than a dog and never tried it again.
Put you off for life.
Actually, in the Nordic countries, you get them in little packets and you store them in your cheek for the day, and you use them throughout the day. So you don't actually chew the loose tobacco. Some do, but as you know, Renee, you get them in little packets and you store them in your cheek all day long. It's very common. People don't. Not as many people smoke, but a lot of people use
They
My
have that,
granddad
they have that
used
in the US
to.
too.
He's
Don't they have
packing
in
the
the
loose stuff.
Philippines this funny fruit? What is really addictive? What people like chew on? It's like
Oh, the
like
chewing tobacco from Sweden? Is that what you're thinking about, Matt?
no. It's like in Philippines in this area.
Oh, you mean cat?
Cat's one, which is African, and down here
Yeah,
also we
African,
have
yeah.
your beetle nut, the beetle nut. Which
Yeah,
turns
that's what
you-
I mean. Betel nut.
Beetle nut, which stains everything red, which makes a hell of a mess. Because they're spitting out and they get these red stains. So beetle nut is an Asian one, and cat's an African one. Similar.
Cat is like a bush from a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bush, the
it's-
same thing. You
it's a
chew the leaves for
green plant.
addictive and narcotic tendencies. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a slight narcotic. You used to be able to
Yeah.
buy it here legally in the UK, like 5 years ago.
Cat?
And yeah,
Wow.
big business over here was. But since drug enforcement team complained about it, and well, they went to court, and then they made it illegal over here 5 years ago, I think, was it?
That's Jerry's superhero lineup.
Yeah.
and Mad Max. Mad
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah,
Love
it's
that,
so nice.
Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Awesome movie.
How
Which,
long
the
is this
original
printing
with
now?
Mel
Is it-
Gibson or the remake?
Mel Gibson. The remake, yeah, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, but
I wasn't
the original,
impressed with
yeah,
it.
with
His
Mel.
car
good old
wasn't
Mel.
in it. Dog wasn't in it. The Mad Max and the
Yeah.
remake didn't talk. I mean, so what the hell is this? This isn't a
Yeah.
remake. I watched it. I enjoyed it, but you can't compare it to Mad
No,
Max.
not the same.
It's
Not
like
the
a
same.
totally different kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that the remake of what's her name in it?
No, they didn't call it a remake. Did
I know,
they?
but what's his name?
Thunder
What's her
Road.
name?
Thunder Road. The remake was called Thunder Road. You
Yeah.
think the one with Tina Turner?
No,
Thunderdome.
yeah.
With Tina Turner. Mad Max 3 with Tina Turner.
Yeah, no.
He's
That was
talking about the
Thunderdome.
blonde that had her arm missing in the movie and the remake.
Yeah,
Can't
what
think
was her
of it.
name? Charlene
Charlize Theron.
Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Theron, something like that. Yeah.
She's from South Africa.
Fury Road was the remake.
Sorry,
Yeah,
Fury
Fury
Road, not
Road.
Thunder
Yeah,
Road.
you're
Fury
right.
Road was the remake,
Yes.
correct.
Yeah.
correct. My
Because
bad.
the
But
original-
it's really not a remake, is it? Because
No.
It's a rehash.
What was the guy's name in the original in the movie? Was it Humongous or something? He had the
Humongous.
mask and he
With
had
the mask.
the gun
Humongous
and
had
the
the mask,
case
yeah.
and the medals.
Yeah,
and I
that's
never
right.
did understand the gun, the case, and the medals. Did he used to be somebody before he became this outlaw? Or I don't understand what that meant.
I think he just put him on to show his leadership that he was the big dog.
Yeah, something.
He needed any help
Collected
with
him
that
from
one. Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
But after I watch the movie, I don't go online and read books or dig into what's going on. I just watch the movie and move on.
You don't analyze.
It's decent, so
Yeah.
Some people do analyze too, and some people go overboard when they analyze
But
stuff.
you don't
Yeah,
enjoy
you
it. The movie's made to enjoy and switch off, not sit there
Yes.
and nitpick and.
It's like a Star Wars
It's
movie
not-
comes
that's
out, and
not the right
100,000
thing, the
people
wrong-
say, "Well,
it's
that's
the wrong
wrong. That's the
type of
wrong color. That can't be there. It's got to be over here."
Exactly.
Something.
Where's the fun? You use it for escapism. You watch the movie to just switch off for a while. You don't care what.
Well, I do that to a point, depending on the content. But if it's like for sciencey based movies,
And Kenny Baker was really small.
Yeah,
Kenny
yeah.
Baker was little.
He was.
Yeah, he was tiny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kieran, I had a colleague at one point. He complained about. I complained to him about people not being able to actually separate things of context. So the reason I did that was he said that he saw the Schindler's List and then he saw Shrek. Oh, cool! So two good movies. Well, I didn't like Shrek, he said, and why? you can't compare the two movies.
No.
Well, I saw them back to back, so I didn't like Shrek. Are you an idiot?
Well, Schindler's List is a great movie.
Yeah,
It's a
Shrek is a great
fantastic
movie.
Movie, but not in the same
compare
context.
the
No.
two.
No.
Yeah,
Must
yeah.
be a
They're not.
Shrek is
moron
funny.
doing
I
that.
like Shrek because can be watched by kids and it's funny.
Yeah.
It's the adult jokes in the background. It's the whole adulty stuff.
Innuendo in the content for adults to get some of the adult-based humor as well.
I don't
Plus,
think I've
plus
seen
some of the
Shrek.
characters in the back end, what's going on in the back scenery for the adult stuff, which the kids don't even pick up on. It's really well done.
Yeah.
And
I gotta hop off, guys.
All right, Dennis.
Okay, cheers.
Take care, Dennis.
Gotta
Nice
go finish
meeting
the
you.
yard before I lose daylight. Just want to pop on for a while.
Right.
I'll see y'all later.
Have a great day. Thank
Enjoy the
you.
rest of your
You too.
weekend there, Dennis.
You
Cheers.
too. Bye.
I had a discussion with my brother because his opinion is they should only do one thing specific in a movie one time and then it gets old. I'm like, okay, so you like Shrek? Yeah, he loves it. Okay, but you shouldn't like it because they did the same thing as they did in The Matrix. So, and then he got pissed off at me. I don't get it.
Yeah,
in some cases sequels are bad. In most cases, sequels aren't quite as good. But other cases, some of the sequels are always better.
Sometimes, in some cases, yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I don't base when I watch a movie, I don't usually look at the reviews or what people are saying. I've seen a lot of great movies that have really low ratings, and I thought they were awesome.
That's true.
Yeah,
exactly.
Gary.
Some of these.
A prime example.
Hey, we've got Spring popping in.
Hey,
you're muted again. There you go, Matt. Yeah.
Here she is. Hey, Spring, how you doing?
Hello, Spring.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hey, Spring.
Hey guys, how are you?
Good.
Good.
Pretty good.
I just wake up. I went
Come on, it's
to-
8 o'clock in China. Come on, it's 8 o'clock
Yeah,
in
it's
China.
8 a.m.
It's
Yeah, 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock in the morning here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same time I am.
So,
Jerry,
how are you
I
liking the
thought-
new job?
I thought it's like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I think we had some mistake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, how are you liking your new job?
I think I like my new job.
Good.
Oh, and you won the competition.
Yes, the training one.
That's the most important thing. I volunteered, took the role to be the how to say the leader of the group.
The group.
The team leader, yeah.
Nice.
The leader of the group, and so it's everybody's effort. So we became the
Top team.
The top team, yes.
Yeah, but you.
What time is it there now, Spring? What time is it there now?
8 o'clock in the morning, Jerry. Same time as
8
me.
o'clock in the morning.
So it would have been
Same time
5.
zone I am.
It would have been 5 o'clock when I started streaming your time 3 hours ago.
Yep.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
You've been live for so long.
3 hours.
3 hours, yes.
Good to see you, Spring.
Yeah, good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you as well. I said it to Jerry. It's been a long time since I went to live.
Yeah. So when are you going to start doing live streams with Anycubic? Because you're going to be doing that, aren't you?
I'm advising because as you know, Anycubic don't have live stream, and once they we actually wanted to have quality live stream instead of just have a like a talk.
Yeah.
So that needs to be very well planned.
Okay, that's good.
A lot of the live streams that are on right now, the people on the live stream don't know anything about the product sitting next to them. And everybody in chat is basically, and when they ask questions, they don't know how to answer them. So other people in chat are telling each other the answers.
Yeah, so
I have this coming tomorrow, Spring.
Better, right?
Yeah, full screen. Yes, you're full screen that way. I have this coming tomorrow. I ordered on Amazon. This will be here tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, the new wash station for Manycubic. Jerry's getting one delivered tomorrow.
Yep. I'll be doing a video on it in a couple days.
So we have 5 friends here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you, William?
Yeah, we had more people, but they left.
They left. Yeah.
And Renee. I've seen Renee before, I think.
Yeah, you have.
Kieran.
Then Kieran's down in Australia.
Nice to meet you.
Matt's in the UK. I'm in Las Vegas. Liam is back east somewhere, I think in Michigan. And Renee is in Denmark, right?
Yeah. Spring, we chatted shortly on Facebook at some point.
Oh, I
Yeah.
remember you wear the red dress.
He's a Lego builder.
Yeah.
Here's one of his pictures. Here's one of his statues of the Legos.
Okay.
That's
I
Renee.
remember. I have many friends. Some people I have very.
Yeah, that's Renee's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So when are you gonna get married?
If you build it, they will come. That's Renee's answer.
Yeah.
Wishful thinking. So, you're doing a lot of planning now for your new job, yeah? That's good.
Hey, Marcus.
My new job
He's
don't
gloved up.
go like me
Marcus
right
is gloved
now,
up.
What I'm doing now is more focusing on like connecting with KOL in the YouTube and also in Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And also apart from that, I also connect with news media editors.
Okay. So you're doing a lot of the...
Like in marketing team, there are a lot of so basically we are a big team working together for the same goal to help promote our brand.
Yeah. Well, one recommendation is when you do new products, get an engineer to come on to the stream with you that can speak English, because when technical questions come on, they're there to answer rather than what other people do. As Jerry mentioned, people do not have the answers for them when questions are asked. So if you have an engineer there to answer the questions, you meet all of the customers' needs who are there, and they get the answers they want immediately. So that's...
I watched somebody's live stream a few weeks ago, and the person didn't speak English, and they had to translate. And the people that was translating didn't have very good English, and it was long. It was a long process. And you have good English, Spring. Your English is really good. Just have someone come on the stream that knows about the product, if you don't, and talk about it with good English.
Yeah. Or you can translate for them because your English is good. Oh, I think Spring is frozen.
Yep, you froze, Spring. That's loud, Ethan. Oh, here she is.
No, she's still frozen.
Yeah, she's coming back on another link. Or she's trying to. Let's see which one pops up.
Probably her VPN. Hello again.
Sorry, I think the VPN is not very stable here.
Yeah.
I don't see which one is she.
I don't know.
There you are.
So make
you
sure
hear
you
it
have
now?
engineers with you. Is my recommendation.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay.
It makes a difference because people like me will have lots of questions, and it's hard when you never get any answers because we don't have someone who knows the answers out there. So having engineers really helps. Corelli did that recently.
And
didn't
also,
Yeah, they normally do. Yeah.
Hmm.
For
Oh,
especially release.
we
man,
lost
she's
her again.
having problems.
Yeah, they have to connect over VPN.
Yeah, I know.
When that's unstable.
Well, that's what we're watching,
But
Marcus.
VPNs in China are illegal.
Well, yes and no. But you can there is a way. There's some companies out there who have a license to bypass the firewall. Oh, you're on your side. There you go.
There you go. We can see you and hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's
Don't worry.
hopefully this will be a little bit stable.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Spring. It's fine.
My camera's out of focus. Come
Are
on.
you sure it's not you, Jerry?
Oh,
Yeah,
we have Ethan's dad.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Spring. We didn't hear you.
No, she's freezing again.
Yeah. I'm good.
Okay.
Well, we can't wait. We're looking forward to seeing more streams, because it'd be nice to see streams from NQ, because they have a lot of good products out there, and we like to see more about it, because they don't publish online, and a lot of people like to watch live streams. So,
Marcus, do you know who Spring is?
This is the first time I've seen Spring.
Okay, she worked
Hello.
with G-Tech for a long time doing live
for a long
streams,
time.
and then now she's with Anacubic.
No.
oh, she's
Top
back
again,
there.
there we go.
Yeah, she's having VPN problems right now.
And it's their day off. She figured she'd drop in and hang out for a little bit on her day off. She's in Shenzhen.
I was admiring the Anycubic Plus washing and curing station, but most of my prints are small enough to fit in the smaller one, so I got the smaller one to save $100.
Yeah, I've got a lot of small stuff, but now I'm getting bigger, so that's why I finally ordered it. So I'll retire all my small stuff until I need it.
Just blame your wife's cooking there, Jerry.
But I like how the impeller goes both directions, goes one direction and then halfway through switches, and I like how the UV light bends down at the top. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Red, like you're local. You're not going through the Chinese firewall, which
Yeah, China is a little
She's
more
either
complicated.
she's either tired or she froze again.
she froze. So there are
I put her to
companies,
sleep.
so there are some companies who have been licensed to buy for media streaming to bypass the firewall. They have the ability to stream bypassing it. They've got a
Yeah, but they're
license.
government controlled. That's all.
Well, no,
CCP
they're
controlled.
outside companies, but they because they're new media streaming.
There we go.
She's gone outside. She's gone outside now. Yeah.
I'm coming outside in the balcony. This is actually at the top floor.
Oh,
Nice.
penthouse.
Penthouse, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
There we go. I made you big so we can see.
So it's very hot there right now, yeah?
Oh,
She dropped out again.
Oh, I'm big now.
Shenzhen's coming into the winter as well.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
I
it,
don't
yeah,
have announced that.
that's
No,
below
they're
the
Northern
equator.
Hemisphere. How are they going to
No,
do it?
Shenzhen's close to Hong Kong. That's in the southern part of China. It's right near across the water from Hong Kong.
Yeah, but they're north of the equator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
north
sure.
of the,
So they can't be going into winter, they're going into summer.
China's in the north of the
Yeah, but
The
equator.
southern hemisphere, like you, will be going into your winter because you're in the southern
but yeah, but
hemisphere.
Shenzhen's quite low to the equator.
look at that, guys.
Yeah, Shenzhen's close to the Hong Kong, so it doesn't really get affected.
That's nice.
Quite the same.
Yeah. They're near the equator, so you always get nice weather.
Yeah, yeah.
That's nice scenery.
Top floor.
Nice. Lots of fresh air and wind.
So is that your balcony or is it shared?
She's gone again.
Oh, this is the top
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, but is it your balcony or is it shared?
Only me and another girl.
Okay,
Okay.
so shared.
So-
Okay. For two apartments.
She's
Nice.
living in another room. I'm living in another room.
We lost your video, but we can hear you.
Yeah. So it's a nice area. It looks like it's a nice spot. And like Shenzhen is getting very, very big. Like
It is, but Shenzhen's a nice area. It's a nice area of China.
20 years ago, it was a small little village.
Oh, 20 years ago, it was a wild west. Wild
I've
west.
seen a few videos. I've seen a
When they
few
just
videos.
had set up the trade free zone, it was pretty serious. It was pretty wild. Used to work there a lot.
Yeah.
Go there a lot for work. It was crazy.
I've seen a few videos in Shenzhen where they go to the markets. It's like a 10-story building, and they sell anything and everything electronic, and it's like pennies on the dollar. Something here it might cost $300.
Yeah.
Over there is $5 for the same part.
Yeah, Shanghai is the same. There's I've been to Shanghai and Beijing and a couple of other places, Wuhan and so on, and there's the electronic stores are there, and if you go there, you can actually go into the stores over there and buy the components to build your own phone.
Non-cam says it's 31C and 88 Fahrenheit with 78% humidity in Shenzhen. So I guess you go with it.
Nice, nice.
It's south. It's far enough south that it's near the equator, so it's always hot.
Well, it's just across the water from Hong Kong.
Yeah.
So it's very, very low.
Yeah. But it's always it's either hot and wet or hot and dry there. But it's always
that's the difference. Hot and sticky, or hot and damp.
It's like Singapore.
Hey, Chris Travis.
Yes, exactly the same as Singapore.
Yeah, in Shenzhen you have weather similar to Singapore. I lived in Singapore for a couple of years, so
Yeah, this happened on a live stream when Spring interviewed me with ZYLTECH. She dropped off for like 10 or 15 minutes. So since I live streamed a lot, I kept going. I ran with it, no problem, and she came back.
Yeah, I've done stuff like that too. It's easier to just keep maintaining it. Yeah.
I was on Spring last show.
I can hear you now, Jerry.
That's good. Yay.
Okay, good.
We're talking about the weather in Shenzhen.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
VPN today.
Here we go.
So I can tell you, when the neighbors saw me, because I have the resin printer out in the garage, I have a padlock, of course, because I have stuff in the garage. And they see me going in out there with my mask on.
You think you're making that?
Like,
yeah.
He's got long hair. He's got a filter on. He's making meth. I'm calling the police.
Yeah, that's it. Breaking Bad. Ethan's dead.
So then I walked out there with a syringe in my hand, and but they asked me specifically, "Hey, Marcus, what are you doing out there? You like cooking meth or something?" And I'm sure he was like joking, but he wanted to see what I was doing.
No.
And
and if so, can I have a discount? Yeah.
We can see you.
I should have said I wish, like
So
I wish.
Yeah, I think Spring should shut off her video. And talk only.
Spring. So, do you work? How many days a week do you work now? Is it 5 days or 6 days still?
No, she's
gone again. She's gone again.
No, she's still moving.
How many days a week do you work to now? Is it 5 or 6?
I think she works 5 days a week.
Yeah, well, because in ZYLTECH she was working 6, sometimes even 7.
Yeah.
They'd have every couple of weeks they'd do 7 days a week.
Hey, Chris Travis, how you doing, buddy? Chris has been doing a lot of resin printing lately. It's taking him over. I think he's moving away from FDM. Hello, Spring.
Hello again.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Switch
I
off
hear
your
you now.
video.
Okay.
Switch off your video. Then your audio will become better.
No, it won't matter if the VPN goes down.
Really?
Okay. So how many days a week do you work today now, Spring?
I work in any cubic, and normally I'm not required to work over 8 hours. Normally I
Wow.
Yeah, she's having more. It's connection.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
No, she's trying to pop back in on another link.
Yeah.
But it says device not connected on the next link. Here it comes.
No.
And she's muted, if she can hear it.
No, she's waiting to get back in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. She has it muted. I can't.
Yeah.
There we go. Hello. There you are.
So only working 5 days a week and 8 hours a day. That must be like a vacation for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying, oh, you're frozen again.
No, she's looking at something.
Oh. Very intently.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was saying, 5 days a week and 8 hours a day
so
must be like
it's
a
like
vacation.
It is. I'm feeling happy. The things I enjoy work myself. Like even when I'm not at work, I still go to Facebook and help other people.
Yeah, but still, it's in comparison to what you had to do at GTech, you had to work crazy hours, and sometimes 7 days or a week. So, ah, well, let's leave it at that.
Yeah.
yeah.
They work hard at GTech.
She pops back in. Let's let her talk and see where it goes.
But so it's
Yeah, I talked still to some people at GTech, and the person, well, I can't mention really the name, but the several people I talked to, and they're pretty much brilliant. And then there's a young lad who joined GTech not too long ago. He sold me a printer not too long ago, and he keeps offering me to buy returns from the UK. So I'm thinking about to take his deal on and maybe sell some GTech printers.
yeah. Well, if you sell, you have to cover warranty.
Here she comes.
Really?
And you guys can hear the beep on your side because I've been on your streams and I can hear when people are kind of beep in.
Yeah, we can hear.
I can't see her yet, but
No.
yes.
How long warranty I can give? 3 months, I think, right?
Hopefully, when closing the video, it can be better.
Okay.
Yeah, see the video off. Be much better. Spring. Just see the video off. We're fine.
Yeah.
So what
You don't want to see our faces anyway.
Yeah. No, she can still see us.
Oh, that's it. we feel sorry for you. We feel sorry for you there.
So
Spring, just do this, then you can't see us.
So, what do you like to do on your days off when you're not working? What do you like to do? I know that you're involved in different types of dancing and things. What do you like to do when you're not working?
I usually go to the gym for the yoga or dance class for 1 hour to 2 hours. Depends on when I could get off and the schedule.
Do you have a car? Do you drive there, or do you take a bus, or how do you get around?
Public transport.
Long distance, like from my home, because the gym is near my home. From my home to office, it's around almost 2 hours by metro.
No, by the
Very
subway.
Because normally when at work, when it's
Nope.
It's a little better without video, but not perfect.
So Metro
Is that cleaned and finished now, Marcus? The head?
Yes, I want to quiz you guys. It's not cured yet, but I'm going to quiz you guys.
Just washed. Yeah.
Can you tell which one's FDM and which one's resin?
Well, yeah,
there's a big clue on the screen.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm just kidding. I mean,
they're both still good. The resin is obviously cleaner, but
yeah.
The resin is the one that's white, and the other one's FDM because one looks marbled, and the white one is probably resin.
Yeah. There's a couple clues there. Yep.
Is that the same resin what you used for your lithophane, the white?
It is, because I didn't want to change it, and now I know I have to use it up, so I'll probably just use it up on busts and try a different resin.
I think maybe I don't know if it's too thick, 8 mil. Make it 8 mil the lithophanes, but then I don't see how you get the inside hard. So
yeah, so this one is 6. And I didn't want to go thicker, but maybe I will try 8. But I'm pretty sure I need a different resin. or put some pigment in there.
What happens if you
maybe put the paper behind? That might help too. Put a paper behind,
Sure.
the white paper.
That'll bump the contrast up. Yeah, just a backing paper. Just put some backing
Yeah.
paper behind it.
I use disposable blue gloves. What do you have? Some there that you don't have to throw away?
These
That's
just
too
had
problematic.
basically alcohol on them, so I'm just trying to take them off carefully and reuse them.
Okay.
But the ones that get resin on them out in the garage go in the garbage. But they're all nitrile. They're kind of back in stock. They're not as cheap as they used to be, but you can get 100 for like $20.
Yeah,
Used
they're
to be
like
like 12.
like plywood. Everything is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Used to be like $12, but now they're like 20. But it's not.
Yeah.
That much
Harbor
more.
Freight, I used to buy them $5.99 a box, a great big box, and now they're half as many and they're $20. At least last time I bought them there, they were $20. And the ones I'm using now, I got off Amazon.
I did not realize it was 8:30 in the evening already.
Time flies. You're having fun, Liam.
Yeah. Sure does.
I see that. I mean, I jumped on at, what was it, 5 o'clock my time, but I was up for 2 hours before I joined it. So
Well, we've been streaming for 3 hours and 25 minutes, so I guess if no one has anything to talk about, whenever we're done talking about whatever we're talking about, I'll go ahead and end it.
no, good.
Okay.
No, we're good. Sure, I'll be having mine again on Wednesday at 7. So
Okay. And then Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, we'll be back with the Droid build. We're moving that to Thursday, Kieran, instead of Friday.
Okay. Which is my Friday morning, so I might be missing it. Yeah.
Spring's popping back in.
yeah, some Thursdays I won't be able to make because I have astronomy club meetings and board meetings for the astronomy club. So
Spring, can you hear us, Spring?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. We're getting ready to end this. We're getting ready to end the stream, but you go ahead and say whatever you want to say, and then after you're done, then we'll end it.
I just wanted to see old friends here. Actually, I'm okay.
She's talking about you, Jerry. You're the old part of the friends.
Yeah. Am I older than you, Karen?
No, unfortunately, I'm older than you are.
Oh, I'll be 57 in like 2.5 weeks. I'll be 57.
Yeah, no, I'm knocking on 60. So,
and I don't know where the times went. I still act like I'm 30. I listen to Lady Gaga and all kinds of music, and I still act like I'm 30. But I don't work it.
Blame it on the resin fumes.
Yeah.
That's why Marcus is wearing a mask. He's smart.
That's why I'm not getting a resin printer.
I don't have any odor problems. I'm not chemical sensitive, and it doesn't bother me. But I noticed that earlier, Mark was like, what do my hands smell like?
I print my.
Yeah, I always do the test.
Yeah.
This is how I see if I got resin on them.
Some resin is really strong and has a really bad odor.
Depends on the brand. It depends on the brand. That's all. Yeah.
I put my resin printer when I'm doing long prints. If I'm doing something short, I might do it in the house. But if I'm doing a long print, I just put it in the garage and hit print and walk away from it.
And just because you can't smell it doesn't mean it's not harming you. Just like there's a lot of natural gas. If it, there's a lot of things out there that are deadly that you can't smell.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm Spring's new friend then.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
I know you before.
I know. We talked not long ago on Facebook.
Yeah.
Or typed.
Mm-hmm.
I talked with you, but don't meet you in face.
Same here.
And now you're sorry you did.
Well, Spring, I'm going to give you a text in the next couple days, so.
Okay.
Here, I'll show Spring that lamp.
Did you cook? Or did you frame?
Matt sent me this file. It's a lithophane of elephant lamp. It's a lamp.
She's gone.
She's gone again. Yeah.
Okay. Oh well.
Just message her on Facebook. Tell her we're wrapping up.
Yeah. Well, she'll find out in a minute. She'll try to beep in, and we won't be here.
We're gone. Yeah.
Oh, here she comes. No.
Maybe.
No, maybe not.
There we go.
Yes.
Hello. Just waiting for the connection to go through or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
We saw that maneuver.
This one. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to end the stream, Spring.
Well, thank you Thank you very much.
Nice, guys.
Cheers, Jerry.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much,
Everybody,
Sharon.
stay safe, guys.
Sharon and Renee, thank you very much for the money. I really appreciate it on PayPal.
I enjoyed the coffees.
So, yep, thank you very much, sir. I appreciate it. I do drink coffee. And like I say, Liam will be back on Wednesday. Our Droid thing will be on Thursday, and then I'll come back.
I might be able to see it Friday morning, yep. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, well, what's happening is when we multi-stream on so many channels, not many people are showing up on any channels. So we're going to try to change the day. Personally, I think we should go back to one channel every 2 weeks. That way everybody comes to one person's channel instead of, spreading it out so much. But we'll see what it does. We'll figure it out. So
yeah, and you take turns.
Yeah.
But thank you, everybody out there watching. Everybody have a great Memorial Day. And, don't know what else to say.
Have a great Memorial.
Please like, subscribe, share. I'd really appreciate it. And when I get to 2,500 subs, we'll be having another giveaway. I'll be giving away a bunch of goodies.
Good luck with that, Jerry.
Take care, everybody, and thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.